Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switch saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for?
HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Happy President's Day! Welcome into Evan and Tiki on this Monday morning in New York City. There is a ton to discuss. We'll hear from Mets owner Steve Cohen. Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto have commented about their horrible locker room. And Brian Cashman may have done it again. He may have pissed off Sean Morash to a very, very high level. We'll get to all that coming up real soon, including more from John Harbaugh and maybe him telling us what the Giants are going to do with their top pick. But I have to admit, Tiki, I watched more of the All-Star game than I have in 20 years.
It was hard not to, dude.
It was compelling.
Now, interestingly, I think a lot of people, including Sean, were taken aback by how early it started.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Who knew? It was 2 o'clock West Coast and 5 o'clock East Coast time. So it was like, wait, this thing is starting already? Now, the final didn't go off until 7:10 or 7:15 or something.
Right.
But the basketball itself, the round-robin tournament from the Stars and Stripes and the World Team, it was pretty early. And I was wondering, Sean was like, why did they do this so early? It's easy to know why. International. It's a world team.
I didn't even think of that.
So it's a world team, so they want people in Europe to be able to watch it.
I took it as NBC had the Olympics at prime time at 8 o'clock.
But the Olympics are played in time delay.
That's true. That's true.
It's already happened.
They should do this then. Bring the whole world in. Let's play it early.
100%.
I had another reason why I thought it was so early. I thought because All-Star games are truly for kids.
Yeah.
Like when we all scream and yell about it, old heads start saying, get rid of the All-Star game. It's terrible. What we have to realize is it's not for us.
No.
Like when I just said I hadn't watched an All-Star game in 20 years, yeah, when I was a kid, I loved it. I loved it in baseball. I loved it in basketball. I even tolerated the Pro Bowl in the NFL. So it's for kids. So if you're going to have an event that's really for children, why would you have it at 8 o'clock at night?
That's right.
You may as well have it at 5 o'clock. But I thought what made this brilliant, and I watched it very open-minded because I didn't go in loving it. I didn't go in thinking this was going to be great. I went in knowing, okay, this is unique. They're playing 4 different games. There's 3 different teams. I mentioned to you on Friday, I thought it was odd how they split Team USA up from what they're calling young to what they're calling old. But I was open-minded. And that's the thing in life about being open-minded. I went in there not expecting much. I went in there thinking I was going to shut it off after 5 minutes. And what I watched was like 2 teams. It was USA Stars, that's the younger team, versus the World. I watched them actually compete.
Yeah.
And because it was only a 12-minute game, and this is where I think they really hit it out of the ballpark. I don't think it necessarily was USA versus the World that made it work. What made it work is our attention spans in 2026, they don't exist. So consuming a 2.5-hour basketball game in which the first quarter, quote unquote, doesn't mean anything feels like a waste of time. Well, it's only a 12-minute game.
Yeah, they solved the NBA regular season problem, which is you don't have to pay attention until you can watch it, but you can do other things as well. Be on your phone, talking to somebody. It doesn't matter. You care in the fourth quarter. You care when it gets down to crunch time, and guys got to make shots. This basically was crunch time from jump.
Yeah, they took out the first 3 quarters.
They took out the first 3 quarters, and it was interesting because guys like Wemby actually cared.
Oh, he definitely cared.
Like, he was blocking shots at the rim.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 blocks in the first game, whatever it was. But, like, he cared, and it made everybody else care.
And then you had a game that was close. And so how could you not watch the final 2 minutes of a 12-minute quarter when it's a one-possession game? Now, I didn't care who won. I have to admit it, as patriotic as I am. Like, this isn't the Olympics. It's a made-up new thing that may only last 1 year.
Yeah.
But I was more, hey, entertain me. Dance for me. I want to be entertained. And we got entertained. Those first 3 games were badass.
Yeah. I think it mattered with you picking who's your favorite player. Mm-hmm. And I think that's like whether it was Anthony Edwards or whether it was Wemby, whatever. Pick a favorite player, and then you wanted that team to win. That's how I looked at it.
If you're a Knicks fan, you were confused because you had Jalen Brunson on the old USA team and you had Cat on the world team. So I don't know what you're rooting for.
Right. I wanted the world team to go through, but just because Wemby was playing so hard. I don't think I've watched him play all season long, really, and other than when he plays locally. But he was amazing.
Yeah, he was awesome. And I think most guys on the floor, for whatever reason, and maybe it's the fact that the games are only 12 minutes, they were trying. Yes. That was the big difference. Like, you actually had guys competing. Now, at the end of the day, by tomorrow, or maybe by an hour from now, we'll forget the All-Star game ever occurred. That's the funny thing about All-Star games. We want to be entertained when they're on, but no one is losing sleep over it. No one's losing sleep over the fact it's boring or it's not as good as we think it was 20 years ago, or losing sleep over the fact it still exists. But for a 2-hour time period, you just want to be entertained. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of us think of our childhood and say, how come it's not as good as our childhood? I will tell you right now, even as a 42-year-old man, the All-Star game they put out yesterday was better than anything from my childhood. It really was.
I don't remember the games from my childhood. I just remember watching stars play.
Right.
It was just the star. I can't tell you a specific game. I could maybe tell you the dunk contest, because back when we hadn't seen every dunk imaginable.
I watched that too. That sucked.
Oh, it was terrible.
I consumed that one Sunday morning on DVR.
No, I didn't.
And I was like, oh my God, this is bad.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Did you see the guy bang his head on the backboard and collapse?
Fall down on the ground in his back.
No.
Looked like me doing a trampoline dunk.
No, I didn't. I didn't. But I think I remember the dunk contest from my era more than I did the All-Star games. I don't remember the game.
Yeah, I can see that. I think a lot of people probably enjoyed that back then. That is one of those events that it's dead. It just doesn't matter anymore. And it's not because of the stars. It's because we've seen every dunk imaginable. Mm-hmm. So when people ridicule who's in the dunk contest, I get it. We don't know who they are. But at the end of the day, we've seen every dunk that you could possibly dream up.
Right.
So I think that's why that contest is dead. But I thought the All-Star game was a success. I don't know if the ratings are going to back that up. I'm not sure people out there necessarily agree with me, because I think what may have happened is I think a lot of people probably didn't even try it. It was 5 o'clock on a Sunday, first Sunday without football completely. I know 2 weeks ago we had the break before the Super Bowl, but football, I guess, is still on your mind. So I think in this first post-Sunday NFL world, most people probably didn't even try to watch it.
Right.
But I could tell you, with an open mind, I watched it, and I thought it was wildly entertaining. The problem was the fourth game sucked. That's the championship game. And it was obvious why it sucked.
Right.
You can't have what they called the old heads, right? Those were the older USA stars, play game 2, game 3, and once they advance to the finals, play game 4.
Right.
They're tired. They're old and they're tired. And I'll tell you another theory I have. They also didn't care, because once they got rid of the world, once the international players were gone, I don't think they cared as much about shutting up Anthony Edwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So I thought the last game, unfortunately, was a disaster because they were old and tired, but also I think the motivation was gone. But hey, lesson learned. The lesson is, let's not make the old guys have to play 3 games in a row.
Right, but with a round robin, it's going to end up being that way.
Make the young guys play 3 games in a row. See, I figured it out. Solved it.
Yeah, so you play the old guys first.
Correct. The old guys should play the international team in game number 1.
Yeah.
And then the young USA team, they called them Stripes, I think. They would play game 2 and 3.
No,
and
Stars.
Whatever.
Stars were the young team. Stripes were the old team.
Let's just call them the old team and the young team. And then they play games 2 and 3, so their legs are fresher for game 4. So they've already figured it out.
Right. It's easy.
One guy who did not figure it out is LeBron James. And unlike Craig, I'm not going out of my way to pick on LeBron.
Why are you picking on LeBron?
I'm not picking on LeBron.
Why did you even care?
This answer kind of annoyed me, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to play you one clip of LeBron James, and I want you to tell me if it doesn't annoy you. LeBron was asked, as every All-Star was, hey, what do you think of this new format? Here's what LeBron said.
Like the U.S. versus the world is gigantic over the U.S. So I'm just trying to figure out how that makes sense. But I don't want to dive too much into that. All right. Yeah. East-West is great. We'll see what happens with this.
You bald bitch. Well, first of all,
What?
What don't you understand? The international team features great players from all different countries. So you can't have 15 different teams, especially since most of these teams would only have 1 or 2 stars. The talent pool between USA and the world is actually kind of fair. Like when you look at the rosters, they're not that far
So
off.
what was he saying? He was saying that it was not a fair competition because the world is so much bigger than the United States?
I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell the world that when the U.S. men's Olympic team kills them every Olympics.
Clown.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's
LeBron.
why I was annoyed by LeBron.
Because
you see?
either way, you're talking about NBA players that happen to be from places other than the United States.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not talking about the actual world. So like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I think his point was the world's so big, why should they have their own team? And the reason is, as of right now, LeBron, in 2026, and this may change 10 years from now or 20 years from now, the talent pool of the world is on a level playing field to the talent pool of just the U.S.
Right.
If you separate it by countries like we're going to do in the Olympics, it's far different. It's not as competitive. So U.S. versus the world makes a lot of sense.
Right.
And he seemed confused by it and prefers East versus West. The problem with East versus West is you guys don't care. But I think there was some more care in shutting up the international world. I do. I think there was a little bit of a pride aspect, and not necessarily I love America, but in the pride of, hey, you know what? All I hear about is Luka and Jokic and Giannis, and it's like, enough.
There's no failure in sports.
So I think that's where it makes sense because there's more of a compete level when you do it that way. But you see, that comment was dumb to me.
I agree.
Thank you. See?
I was
agree.
babyish.
Well, it just didn't make any sense.
You're
You're picking from NBA players.
right.
That's it. You're not picking from the world. You're not picking from the greatest Greek player, even though the greatest Greek player does play in the NBA. But you know what I mean. You're not picking from, I don't know, wherever. It's the NBA world team.
Yes.
I think that's unique about the NBA.
I agree.
There's so many different nationalities in the NBA.
The other big thing that came out of All-Star Weekend, it's the same thing at Super Bowl week when Roger Goodell has to answer questions. Adam Silver had to answer questions, and he has had it with tanking. And they are floating out some of the craziest ideas to solve tanking.
They need to.
Of course they do. It's a major, major problem. And Knicks fans, I know you think it doesn't affect you. It actually does because you would own the Washington Wizards pick if it was outside of the top 8. But because the Washington Wizards want to keep it in the bottom 8th, that's a part of the reason why they're not playing Trae Young. It's a part of the reason why they're not playing Anthony Davis. It's a part of the reason why they're tanking. So even though the Knicks aren't your traditional tanking team because they're actually good with a chance to win a championship, tanking impacts you.
Yep.
And so here are 2 of the craziest ideas, and you tell me if you get on board with this. Number 1, and I've had this idea for many years, and that's having a tournament at the end of the season of the teams that miss the playoffs, and the winning team gets the number 1 overall pick.
I mean, that's not a bad idea because it makes you have to perform at some point at the end of the regular season. Now, that's not going to prevent you from tanking because you're still going to season and then hope that you're good enough to win the post.
Why would you tank in the regular season if there's no benefit? You see, right now there's a benefit
because
towards
you could get into this back end turn. The Washington Wizards are the perfect example. So Trae Young, Anthony Davis, don't play them all season long. Get into this bottom, whatever. How many teams would that be? 8? Bottom 8 tournament to see who's number 1. And then you play those guys. And so now you win the tournament.
2 things. Number 1, I'd have a games limit so that you have to play a certain amount of games to qualify for the tournament. But here's the real caveat.
As a player.
But here's the real caveat that the league has not brought up and no one brings up, but this is the answer to this. The winner of the tournament not only gets the number 1 pick, the winner of the tournament makes the postseason. You have to give the current player a reason to care. Because a lot of players would say, why am I playing in a tournament to possibly draft somebody that's going to replace me?
Right.
So you need 2 things, like a Western Conference tournament, an Eastern Conference tournament. If you win your tournament, you're the 8th seed, kind of like the play-in tournament they have, except expanding it, but you're also guaranteed a top 2 pick. So West and East, those are your 2 8 seeds. And one of you gets the number 1 pick. And then I from that point with only 2 teams, if you want to flip a coin or do something, whatever, you could do it. Or maybe point differential or whatever, whatever it is.
Some other determiner.
So you have the players competing for the playoffs, and then the organizations are competing for the number 1 overall pick.
That's interesting.
The other idea, And I want you to
That's
think
a good idea, though.
You like that one?
Yeah. Because it makes you have to play to because everybody wants to try to win a championship. That's why these guys are doing this, even though they're making a ton of money. They want to win a championship. And so if you get a chance, but you still can also make your team better,
bingo.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, because the players want to win. They're not caring about draft picks. The other idea, which is being floated around, and I want you to think about this in football terms, because I think this could work for the NFL.
Okay.
We abolish the draft. Just stick with me. The draft is gone.
So what is it, straight to free agency?
It's over. It's not only straight to free agency, cap space is how you get the players. So if you have a lot of cap space and you have an open position at quarterback, obviously you're going to be the team that most appeals to the franchise quarterback. In terms of basketball, same thing, cap space, maybe opportunity, maybe minutes, and maybe faith in what the organization is trying to do. So if you are the top prospect in the NBA draft, you get to look at the Jazz and look at the Wizards and look at the Nets and look at anybody else and say, I'll go there.
Right.
And you abolish the draft.
That's interesting.
You like that one?
Now, I see how this benefits if you do this in the NFL.
Yes.
The New York Jets and Fernando Mendoza.
Does it, though?
Yes, because
who would want to play for the Jets?
It doesn't matter. They have the most cap space. And so if you're Fernando Mendoza,
the Jets are a sewer.
You're looking at the Jets and saying, wow, they got a lot of money to give me.
That's right. And the way I would frame this is there is no top on how much you can offer someone. So if the New York Jets want to give Fernando Mendoza $100 million, and that's how they deem his talent level to be that high, then they have every right to do it.
Now, they wouldn't, but if they did, it's on them.
Yeah.
And it becomes poor. It's a free market.
It's a free market. Now, I'm trying to think of the negatives, like the Players Association will love it for the rookies, but probably hate it for the veterans because it could bring salaries down, where teams are more manipulative about the salary cap because they want to have room.
Yeah, but I also think it turns in the problem that the NFL addressed whenever they changed the CBA before. You had these rookies making ridiculous salaries right out of the jump and not having to prove it.
And this would add to it.
And it was pissing off the vets.
Yeah, this would add to it.
Oh, of course. Of course it would. And so it would get out of hand very quickly.
Yeah, but you got to admit, it's creative.
I mean, it is.
Because you want
it just won't. That wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to limit what the number is.
Well, these systems only work in a cap sport. Many years ago, Major League Baseball did not have a draft. And a part of why the Yankees were so dynastic is that they would just sign all the top prospects.
Yeah.
Like that's what would happen back in the 1920s and 30s and 40s. So when we talk about the differences between baseball 80 years ago to now, there's a few obvious things like integration. Right. But the other thing was that, like the Yankees could just load up on players. If you have a salary cap, you can't do that.
Right.
You know, it's not like every single person could just go to the Dallas Cowboys or go to the LA Lakers or go to the New York Knicks if they're that appealing. Because they wouldn't have the room to sign those guys.
True.
So if a top prospect like Peterson, I want to be a Knick. Okay, take the minimum. But if you want to be a Net or you want to be a Jazz, you can make, $18 million a year.
Right.
Same thing with the young quarterbacks. So I got to admit, of all the crazy ideas, and I like that one because it involves the NFL, because I think the NFL and the NBA both have a tanking issue. It's different, but there are some similarities.
Right.
That's the one that could work in both sports.
Yeah.
Abolish the draft.
At least in the NFL, there is the parameters with which you can pay your players. So it's just it kind of works, even though and teams can turn around quickly because of the nature of the sport. Basketball doesn't always lend itself to that.
Yep.
You almost have to tank sometimes for 2 or 3 years.
I know, and that's the problem.
Right.
Nobody wants that. Real quick, let's go to Jeff in Oceanside. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, guys. Happy President's Day. How you guys doing today?
All's well.
Good, man. What's up?
All right, man. I got the idea how to fix tanking the NBA.
Go ahead.
We first order how the team that just misses the playoffs gets the number 1 pick. And then the team below them gets the number 2 pick, and so forth and so on. So that way you're playing the whole season. You just missed the playoffs, you get rewarded by getting the number 1 pick. Then the team after them gets the number 2 pick, and so forth and so on.
It's a great idea, but it has a fatal flaw. Fatal freaking flaw. And I'll use the NFL as an example. Actually, you know what? I can't use the NFL as an example. I'll use basketball as an example since one player can change the fortunes of your team. Sean Morash, you happen to root for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yes, I do.
If the Brooklyn Nets are playing the final game of the play-in tournament, if they win, they're the 8th seed. Congratulations, you play the Pistons. But if you lose, You miss the playoffs and get the number 1 pick in the draft. As you sit there on that Thursday night, what are you rooting for?
Please lose by 1 million.
That's all you need to know.
What?
You run into the issue of teams and fans would prefer to miss the playoffs than even make it because they feel there's a better chance of turning a franchise around with a number 1 pick versus being the 8th seed.
What happens if you just reseed how the playoffs work? So instead of being 1 versus 8, it's 1 versus 4, 5 versus 8.
Well, now you're messing with the entire postseason.
I'm just saying.
I think
so now you have a better chance of actually winning a round.
I think you'd still run into the same issue. Even if you are giving that team a better chance, fans are going to look at the draft as just a better opportunity than making the postseason. I think it's a little bit less in the NFL. Like if the Jets are playing Sunday night football with, Mac Jones at quarterback and they're trying to make the postseason, you'll find more Jet fans, myself included, who are going to say, screw it, I got to make the postseason, versus fans saying, no, I want to lose, so I get the number 1 overall pick. But I do think it's an issue with both. We'll get to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. And when we come back, Steve Cohen, the owner of the New York Mets, has talked to all of us. We're going to listen to what he had to say. What he had to say about the future of there being a captain of the New York Mets, what he had to say about the offseason, what he had to say about whiny fans complaining about losing their star players. We will hear from the owner of the New York Mets in just a few minutes. 888-808-1019, live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program was sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling. There's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
This week on The Fan.
Keep listening for your chance to score a pair to see Dave Matthews Band at Northwell at Jones Beach Theater July 21st. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com.
Brought to you by Live Nation, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee, whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself, because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions, participations and times may vary. Offer prices varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
Hi, this is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I've talked about how a construction accident took my father's leg. The heavy prosthetic he wore looked nothing like the high-tech limbs we have today. It was crude wood and metal, held together by bolts that dug into his skin and left painful ulcers. But the thing I remember about my dad is how he never complained. He put on his prosthetic leg and he went to work. He coached my baseball teams, danced, sang karaoke, and even loved to travel. He may have limped, but he always held his head up high and he lived with dignity. At D'Agostino & Associates, I spent over 35 years building a law firm that helps accident victims and those in need of their Social Security disability benefits. We fight till our clients get the money and dignity they deserve. So call us today at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. So don't tell me personal injuries aren't personal. I know what they can cost a family. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
At the UPS store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time.
still get those orders shipped time, and still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open and happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof. We've got specialists for that. Layup take you down? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
This President's Month at Nielsen Dodge, fun is in the driver's seat. We're celebrating all month with special presidential savings, plus 0 down payment.
We have your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram at extra special fun is in the driver's seat savings.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $187 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4, just $295 a month.
Plus, choose from a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
And if you need credit help, we're here to make it fast and easy on Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at nielsendodge.com.
Proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
President's Day sales event. Term 27 months to assign Compass 5782, Cherokee 5890 at tax tag 489 dock and DMV fees.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Your official station to talk Jets. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
Before we get to Steve Cohen and your phone calls, if you watch the All-Star game, President Barack Obama was all over it. And I have...
Courtside.
Yeah, courtside.
Devin Booker saved him.
Yes, he did. I have a conspiracy theory about Barack Obama and the NBA that was proven true, I think, throughout watching the broadcast.
What?
So in the first game, a ball goes out of bounds, and who catches it?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Do you smell what Barack is cooking?
I do. I do, Mr. President. And so it's like, oh, that's so cool. Like Barack Obama caught the ball out of bounds. Like, that's badass. Sitting next to Michelle, they're looking happy. Great. Then after the first game, he gets interviewed by Reggie Miller, has some fun, does some shtick about, I always loved when the Bulls beat the Pacers that one time, that whole thing. And then all of a sudden, Reggie, it's like when you do an interview with someone and you know they're going to promote something.
Yes.
Reggie's like, tell me about your presidential library.
Do you smell what Barack is cooking?
And he goes on this, and I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, it's new? It hasn't opened yet?
It's opening in June.
Oh,
and so the president goes on about his library. I'm already booking a trip to Chicago because I am a presidential library nerd.
Do you smell what Barack is cooking?
We got it, Barack. And he's going to have a basketball court.
Really?
It's going to be awesome. And I'm a big presidential library guy.
I know you are.
And right now, my favorite act of presidential library is George W. Bush because they've got a decision points thing in there where you sit down in a pod and you become president. And he basically says, all right, so the hurricane hit. What are you going to do about it? And you have to make like these really quick decisions.
Oh, so it's interactive.
It's very interactive.
Yeah, that's like the New Jersey Hall of Fame.
Yes.
That's the same thing. The Barack Obama Presidential Center. Is what it's specifically called.
The reason he doesn't call it a library is because people like Sean get confused and think it's just a bunch of books.
Today was the first day I learned that that's not what it means. I thought it was all the books they had in the White House.
I think it probably started that way when these presidential libraries were built, but
their
now
notes and everything else.
Yes.
Things that they kept from their tenures as president.
But I think what the modern president tries to do is make it a tourist attraction. Like, hey, come go see my White House or my fake White House. So I think Barack Obama was sitting courtside as one big promotion for the Obama Presidential Center, which opens up in June.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
it makes sense.
It worked.
Why not?
Mets and Wrigley, right to the library for Evan.
It's actually a driving range. It's a golf course. He's something right across the street.
Oh, really? That's very smart of him right there.
Jackson Park.
So I'll be honest.
It's a driving range.
Have you been to the Busch one yet?
I have
Dallas?
not.
That's my favorite one right now.
It's because it's on the campus of SMU.
Is it? I don't even remember.
Yes. Southern Methodist. It's right there.
Oh, okay.
And so I called a couple games down there this year. And if I had an extra day to stay because I was in and out, I would have went.
Yeah.
Because you can see it, right?
Yeah.
When you're in the press box, you see it. It's like, oh, that's Bush's library.
No
in fact,
doubt.
he was at one of the games I was at.
Ah.
And so I think it was the same game that Shooter McGavin sent off the Rockets. And I was like, why the hell is Shooter McGavin at an SMU game?
The character from the Adam Sandler movie?
Yes, I couldn't even remember his real name. But he was there setting off the Rockets, and then President Bush is in the tunnel with his wife. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
That is crazy. Yeah, the Trump Presidential Library is going to have a casino in it, which I am very much looking forward to.
Is it really?
I made that up.
I was going to say.
I had you believe in
But why not?
By the way, if I was going to give him advice, because you know him, when he leaves office,
yes,
he's going to have the biggest and most beautiful presidential library. I think that's what you do.
Why not, dude?
I think you put a casino.
Seriously, why not?
Because here's what that will do.
Because people will go.
People will go. And you'll get to brag. I got the most popular presidential library of all time. And he won't be lying. It'll be true. Anyhow, Steve Cohen met the media. He's done a few interviews the last couple of days. He did his yearly spring training chat with Howie Rose. I examined that a little bit on the Rico Brony if you have time to download it. And then earlier today, he was meeting the media down in spring training. Let's send it over to the Steve Cohen desk with Sean Morash to kind of brief us on what he had to say.
Yes, good morning, Evan. This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Speaking of presidential libraries, we got a State of the Union this morning from Steve Cohen and a couple pieces of audio I will play for you. First and foremost, on his feeling on the 2026 Mets as they begin spring training.
You know, I feel like there's a different energy here this year than last year. I don't know what it is. It just feels really optimistic. A lot of new faces. And so I'm kind of, I'm really excited by this team. I'm excited by the energy I see, and we'll see what happens.
Why would there be more energy this year than last year when last year they were coming off not only a trip to the NLCS, but the addition of Juan Soto? I find that odd.
Well, it's a new nucleus.
No, I totally get that.
And a lot of new faces coming in to meet each other.
It's a new team, no doubt. You could argue.
I can see that a little bit.
But you're coming off like a year ago he's referring to was a year in which I thought coming into the year there was as much optimism as maybe we had in a long time as a Met fan when you combine the success of the previous season and then the addition of Soto and keeping Pete Alonso. I'm surprised that that's the vibe he gets. I'm not saying it's wrong. I have no idea. I'm just telling you,
let me bring it into this place. I thought we were all doing well. All our shows are doing well, and we started a new lineup January 1st, right? Mm-hmm. The whole newsroom felt like it changed. Everything changed. You didn't feel like, and it doesn't mean the other was a bad situation, like there was a new energy on January 1st when we walked in this building?
There was definitely a new energy.
Well, I think that's all he's saying.
But
things have changed up.
I don't know if it was new energy.
It felt different.
There was less people here for sure.
Well, that's a new energy.
There was less people, and Tiki and I were excited we could go home at a reasonable time.
That's right.
I think it pretty much stops there.
That's new energy.
Okay.
All right. Now, Steve Cohen, we all feel this as fans. Obviously me with the Mets, of course, too. The lack of winning a World Series. Is Steve Cohen as bothered by it as Met fans are? He let us know.
I'm annoyed. I'm absolutely annoyed. Every year it goes by, I get frustrated, and I'm really committed to this team, and I know how much the fans care. I know we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of 1986, and that's just too long. And there's a lot of great teams out there. No matter what you do, it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to win the World Series. But I just want to put myself in position every year in the playoffs where we have a chance with a really good team.
Well said. I can't argue with a damn thing he said. The goal is obviously to win a World Series, but at the bare minimum, if you're a playoff team every year, like the Yankees have been, even though they haven't won anything since 2009, you give yourself a real chance. And I actually believe his frustration. I don't think it's one of those fake owner frustrations. He wants to win, and it's been a challenge. And his ownership in terms of wins and losses has been a very mixed bag.
All right.
Okay.
You bitch.
We lost Pete Alonso. We lost Edwin Diaz, which was the talking point this weekend. How does it feel losing all these long-tenured players, Mr. Cohen?
And you develop these relationships, and I felt what the fans felt, right? I mean, and the worst part was these players left, and yet we hadn't signed or figured out who was going to fill those positions. And I describe it as even I was feeling anxiety, right? Like, how are we going to get there? But David kept cautioning me and telling me that, stay patient. That it's a long off season. I think the off season doesn't end December. It ends, even past today, right? I mean, potentially, right, for teams, and we stayed patient and disciplined, and I feel really good about what we accomplished.
Here's the only thing I don't want to hear. Don't tell me you feel what fans feel, because unlike us, we had no power in this.
Yeah.
You could have re-signed Pete Alonso. You could have been more aggressive in keeping Edwin Diaz.
But didn't they likely make an organizational decision?
Yes.
And so they moved past it quickly.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe they went through that process that the fan went through a month and a half ago. They went through it 4 months ago.
No, I get you, but he still had the power to change the decisions that he's saying he understands how fans feel. I mean, you really don't. And right now it's Steve Cohen, who I think is overall, if I'm grading his ownership here, I think he's been a wonderful owner. He's certainly invested in the team, which I appreciate. But here are the facts that no one can dispute, even if you want to argue with me about it. Under his watch, Jacob deGrom walked out that door. Under his watch, Pete Alonso walked out that door. That's a lot.
Yeah.
For a 5-year sample size which Edwin Diaz, too. I wasn't even going to include him, but fine. They walked out the door. Now, you can sit here and argue with me and say, here's why it was the right decision, blah, 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 blah. Look, it was the right decision to let Darryl Strawberry go. No one admits it. No one sits here and says to Joe, yeah, you complain about it, but wasn't it the right decision? Look what ended up happening. It still happened under his watch. So when you tell me I feel your pain, no, you don't. So I'm not mad at him. Just
I think feel your pain is something that you just say to make you feel empathetic towards the fan. He doesn't really mean it. He's just saying, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Not I feel your pain, because he doesn't.
Gotcha.
He's listening to you.
Okay, we have two more left to play here. The next one is about, is there a floor to your expectations on the 2026 New York Mets?
Steve, you talk about how badly you want to win. Obviously, only one team can win every year.
Yeah.
Given that context, what would a successful season look like to you? What does this team have to achieve for it to be considered a success?
Yeah, listen, I think I think table stakes is making the playoffs. Got to make the playoffs, right? I mean, I missed the playoffs last year, missing 2 years in a row. That's not good. And then obviously you want to go deep. And you can't. These are short series. You can't control what goes on in these short series. Anything can happen. But I think the idea is keep putting yourself in that position, year in, year out, which we haven't done, right? It's been off and on, and so we got to do better. And those are the goals that I'm seeking.
He's spot on.
Yeah.
He's spot on. And this is where I know Yankee fans get very upset with Brian Cashman when he says, hey, it's luck. You get to the playoffs, it's a crapshoot. Steve Cohen is also saying that, but he's also acknowledging we're not even in the crapshoot every year, and that needs to change.
Right.
You have to, it's like to win the New York State lottery, you have to buy a lottery ticket. The Mets every other year don't even buy a lottery ticket. You got to be in the tournament to have a shot. And so I agree with his assessment. The bare minimum expectation is being a playoff team. That's what they have to do.
Powerhouse New York Mets.
And if they don't, it's a massive disappointment.
Was that Bush?
Let me play that again. Let's see who that was.
The Powerhouse New York Mets.
Come on. Bush. Who was that?
The Powerhouse New York Mets.
It's President's Day.
The Powerhouse New York Mets.
Oh, that's Reagan.
There you go.
Wow. The Powerhouse New York
I
Mets.
was like, wait, I know this voice. I can't place it.
Yeah, there you go. That's Ronald Reagan, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Okay, now last but not least, you ready?
That was 40 years ago, by the way.
He was president, Sean.
I got it. He was an actor, too.
Yeah. How many terms?
Reagan was only a one-term president.
Oh, my God.
I had a 50-50 shot.
You had a 50-50. You think he was a one-term president?
Dude, what do you want me to tell you? Like,
That he was a two-term president.
All right, so I guessed wrong. I could tell you the anatomy of a chicken cutlet. You come to me for that.
I'm trying to think. There hasn't been a one-term president other than Bush.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you count Trump? It's one, it's
He's
two.
a two-term
yeah,
president.
no, you're right. I just, the separate terms is like the way I think of Grover Cleveland. I don't know. It's like two separate one terms, but you're right. I'm not going to argue it.
Then Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, very good.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's true. How'd you forget Joe Biden?
I don't know.
You know why you forgot?
Because he's forgettable.
Because he chose not to run. That's why you forgot about him. It's like there's a distinction on this President's Day.
Yeah, at the last minute.
Right, because, well, he knew he couldn't win, but whatever.
Right.
At the end of the day, he didn't run, whether it's for whatever reason. There's a distinction between the guy who's a one-term president and lost,
right,
and the guy who's a one-term president and said, I'm good. There is, I'm telling you.
Is there?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Not
Absolutely.
in history, just in your memory right now.
Yeah, the history goes back so far. I don't think you remember a lot of this stuff.
Oh, clearly.
Because we've had a run of two-term presidents. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
it is.
But when you think of Jimmy Carter, unfortunately, you say, hey, he's a loser. He
Right.
lost to Reagan.
Right.
I mean, it sucks, but that's
Is that
the
right?
reality.
That's who he lost to?
The peanut farmer lost to the actor.
Wow. Okay.
Go ahead.
Where were we?
Last clip
the
of
last
Steve
clip.
Cohen.
All right. I guess speaking of presidents on this President's Day, the president of a team could be the captain. Steve Cohen, we expected that Lindor announcement. Where's our Mets team captain?
Is there any movement to name a team captain, or is that something you don't think is necessary?
As long as I'm owning the team, there will never be a team captain.
Really?
Okay, that was my decision.
Whoa.
My view is the locker room is unique, you know, and let the locker room sort it out year in, year out. And so...
so you're not saying that there'll never be one? But
no, there'll never be a captain.
Oh, there'll never be a captain?
There'll never be a captain. Okay.
When did you make that decision?
Oh, I've felt that way all along.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, so were we given a bill of goods last year?
Well, what bill did we get? Like, we assumed and asked lots of questions
because
about Lindor being captain?
There were reports that he was going to be named captain.
There were, but where did they come from?
I don't know.
Clearly not from him.
It wasn't from him, and I don't think he ever commented on it in real time. But we do remember that being a thing last year.
That was a thing, yes.
And so it's not like it came out of nowhere. I think maybe him keeping things in-house, so to speak, he realized after floating that, or after it was floated out there, the backlash that it received, mainly from guys who are no longer on the New York Mets.
Brandon Nimmo.
And Jeff McNeil created a situation where he just doesn't want to broach it again because it's not important. It's important for one team, the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
It's not important for any other team in Major League Baseball.
It's not important, and I thought it was an overblown story. That is an interesting comment.
I agreed.
I mean, you know,
the fact that the way he said it makes it interesting.
Adamant.
Otherwise, it would have been like, all right, whatever, just ask and answer. Next question.
Well, you know what? Here's what we'll do. I want to get to your calls, but coming up at 11 o'clock, I listened to everything Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor had to say over the weekend.
Soto.
I'll play you some of what they said, and maybe, just maybe, by listening to Soto and Lindor, you'll actually kind of figure it out. That's all I'm saying. So set your clock. In about 20 minutes, we'll get to that. But let's get to your calls for everybody that's waited. We appreciate it. 888-808-1019. Kendrick in Suffern. Good to talk to you, Kendrick.
What's up, dude?
What's going on, guys?
I love these non-school days. You can call us.
Hey, you and me both, man. You and me both. I did want to talk NBA stuff, but after listening to Cohen, if you don't mind, I'll shift gears and bring up a point there. So real quick, I enjoyed the All-Star Game weekend with my kid, and I just thought it was interesting with all the fake fans and paid actors that the Knicks had, that Rick Brunson had to pass the ball in that skills challenge. I was expecting Tommy Lugauer to walk out and pass the ball. But I'll transition here really quick to the Mets vibes and the no captain point there. With the vibes, you know, Evan, I said this last year to you guys when I called in more frequently, which was, you know, since Stearns got here, I don't think the players felt comfortable. And honestly, I don't even think the coaching staff felt comfortable because they were never Stearns guys. So I think when you finally have guys that were brought in and feel like they're wanted, I do think that could probably change the tone and spring training as well. And then the other thing with the captain, listen, since Cohen got here, he's never been a commitment guy. Like you said, he let some of the top Mets players walk. And I think when you name a captain, if you think the Alonso drama was bad, could you imagine if we have a captain who now all of a sudden is due for a big contract, and that's negotiation stuff? So to me, I think that's like the business side of Cohen, just being, we're never going to lock in long-term to one player because then they have us in negotiation. So I'm all in for the every year earn it mentality and just let the locker room decide who should step up and be the voice.
It's a good point, but I think in the case of Lindor, he doesn't have to worry about it because he signed basically for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're handing the captainship to somebody who's going to be a free agent in 3 or 4 years. It sounds as if Steve Cohen recognized we can't have one captain.
Right.
There's 26 guys on a roster, and as popular as someone is, there's going to be guys in that room who don't agree with it. And I want to take you back to 1986. I cite it a lot, but I think this is a perfect example. When Keith Hernandez was named captain, Gary Carter was pissed. And so what ended up happening?
Right.
They named him co-captain. And so
well, it was deserved, though.
I'm not saying it wasn't deserved, but you almost create an issue and a divide when you name someone a captain if everyone isn't fully on board with them being a captain. Why is this such an
issue in baseball when in football it's kind of expected that they're going to be a series of captains?
Is it an issue? You tell me. Has there ever been problems in the room?
Ever being an issue. I remember it felt like it was something that was earned and obvious. Right? It just this guy, Michael Strahan, was obviously the captain. He was a Pro Bowler, All-Pro, ultimately a Hall of Famer. Of course he's the captain. When I got good, I was. Eli is the quarterback, he was. Like it feels like it's obvious.
Yeah.
So why in baseball is it such an issue? Isn't it obvious? Or shouldn't it be?
Apparently not.
I mean, clearly.
Not when you have a room.
It's bizarre to me to think about the issues that captaincy causes in baseball.
Well, maybe the reason
a bunch of bitches over there.
Maybe it's because of the fact that there aren't normally captains. So because it's normalized in hockey and football, it's like, oh yeah, that's what happens. Most teams don't have captains.
Not even in Little League?
No.
I always found it weird. Like even when Jeter was named captain, I'm like, this seems stupid.
But
it's a baseball thing.
But it's at least a part of your franchise's history.
Yeah. Yeah, the Yankees, you mean.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You bitch.
Real quickly, Evan, there's one more Cohen clip that has just come across my table.
Sure.
All right. It is about whether Steve Cohen was annoyed at Kyle Tucker not picking them and how Bo Bichette happened. I think it's worth it.
You guys pretty quickly pivoted afterwards to Bo. What was that process like, those 12, 16 hours?
Well, the way I describe it is, when the news came down in Kyle, literally the body was still warm and we were getting calls from agents. Okay, literally 5 minutes later, I was like, the body's still warm here, okay? I actually went to bed annoyed, right? Like, it's like, we didn't get him, It was like, and then, the agent for Bo had called us, right after, and discussion started. You never know how they're going to go, and they move really quickly.
Yeah, he also said in the interview with Howie Rose, he now thinks that Bo Bichette is a better fit for the Mets than Kyle Tucker.
That's interesting that it wasn't initiated by the Mets, that Bo Bichette's agent called.
But he also said that they were talking to Bo as far back as November.
Right.
So it wasn't out of nowhere.
So it almost feels like Bo Bichette was waiting?
I think Bo Bichette was waiting to say, wait a second, you just offered Kyle Tucker $60 million a year?
Yeah, right.
You know what my client wants? So
not that much.
Not that much.
But whatever you're willing to give me, let's go.
Pedro is calling from Sayreville. Good morning, Pedro.
Hey, Pedro.
Hey, good morning. What's going on, guys? Hey, Tiki, real quick. Last time I spoke to you, I called you, told you that your former teammate is my buddy, Corey Blackwell.
Oh, yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I just got a couple things. I want to piggyback off the gentleman who talked about the team not making the playoffs in the NBA being the number one seed. And I think Evan said that there's a flaw, which there is a flaw, but what if there was a monetary figure attached to that? Meaning the teams that make the playoffs also get money somehow. I don't know the money because I don't know the NBA money like that. But if money's involved, it would make teams go, all right, well, owners, especially owners, saying, well, if it's a substantial amount of money, then we want to play for that as well.
Yeah.
And the second thing, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because I know you guys are getting cut. As far as the captains, that's two things for me. I think A is a Lindor and a Soto kind of problem, and B, if Lindor signed to I think Evan's also point saying like he doesn't want to get attached to somebody long term, and you saying that Lindor's signed pretty much for the rest of his career.
Yep.
But if for some
Oh, man.
I think we lost you, Pedro,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
I
good point.
apologize.
I think you had a good point.
No, I agree. To jump back to the NBA point, there are two issues with tanking, and I don't think the commissioners care about point two. Point two is us as fans.
Yeah.
Point two is it's not good that Chris McMonagle, who's a really good Giant fan, is sitting there over the last 4 weeks of the season saying,
lose.
I want to lose.
Right.
And I get where he's coming from.
Yeah,
it's
the fact-
not good that I may end up doing that with the Jets this season.
Right. The fact that I had to rip Sean a new one when he wanted to tank and trade Saquon Barkley 43 years ago.
It's not good.
We're
It's not good.
We're not relitigating history.
So I think that
I
they
didn't
don't
like being mad at you, Sean.
I know.
They don't realize that that's a part of the issue, too.
Yes.
It's fans. So, yes, if you incentivize being the first team to miss the playoffs with money and the first pick in the draft, it'll help the players have a motivation. But then you run into the problem of, is there motivation to get the money and not make the postseason?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think a part of the tanking issue is, and I know this, I'm one of only a few people who roots for the Brooklyn Nets. I understand that.
Nobody roots for the Nets. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, I'm well aware. I go and I watch these games, and I know they're better off losing. And that sucks. You don't want that as a fan. You don't want to sit there rooting against your team. So it's not just the integrity of the sport that Adam Silver addressed. It's also, what about us as fans? And that's why going a route that has nothing to do with your record in season is the way to go.
Right.
Because if there was no draft attachment to my basketball season, why wouldn't I root for my team every game?
Exactly. You would. You'd want them to win no matter what.
Why would I want to sit Michael Porter on random nights?
Which is what sports is supposed to be.
Exactly.
Even when you're bad.
But the problem is these commissioners, they only look at it from one of the issues, which is the integrity of the game issue, which is a big one.
Yeah.
They ignore the fan issue. They don't care about that.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
It's interesting because, you know, I follow soccer, and I'm a Liverpool fan. And so in English soccer, like, you wouldn't even think about sucking. Because if you suck enough, you get relegated.
Right.
Right? You go down a division. And so every game is, we got to win no matter what. We got to win no matter what.
So even in a bad year, there's motivation.
You got to win no matter what. And
Yeah.
the championship is different because it's just whoever wins the season wins the league. And then it's like you try to get into these other competitions that actually are for different championships. And so it's this, it's a compelling issue in soccer because you don't ever want to tank. I don't think I've ever seen a team want to lose in soccer.
No.
It doesn't make sense. You're incentivized only to win.
And now in these other sports, sucking benefits.
Even when you're at the bottom of the league.
Yep.
You have to win. Otherwise, you're going down a division.
Mike is calling from Clifton Park. What's up, Mike?
Hey, guys. So a few Met points, please.
Go ahead.
So in terms of Cohen, you know, I think I think this is fine, but he looks at the Mets like a stock, right? So the New York Mets brand, you know, why should he invest more money into a stock that has already peaked? He's not going to invest more money. And I think he takes the same approach with players. If they're at free agency, if they have maxed out and he thinks the returns will not be greater, he's not going to invest in it, which is fine, because this is what the Yankee fans are complaining about, that running it back. And CMAC, who always says they're not running it back, if the Yankees do not advance past where they were last year, you guys better send him the elsewhere, because he keeps going on. They're not running it back. Oh yes, they are. And by the way,
welcome to hell.
That blows.
Yeah, but wait a second. He's wrong no matter what happens. They are running it back. And that doesn't mean that they're wrong to run it back. That's a completely different argument. But they clearly are running it back. The GM referred to it over the weekend. He's like, yes, I guess we're running it back. Their roster is almost exactly the same as it was at the conclusion of last season.
Oh, that saved 2 players.
Right. So whether they're...
And those are both the relievers that are now on the Mets.
Right. Who they couldn't wait to get rid
Right.
of. And yes, they've got guys who were injured for parts of last year who are coming back. But there's no debate that they're running it back. And I don't think Big Mac, to his defense, has said, quote, they're not running it back.
Suck it!
I think he's probably more defended the idea of running it back, which I understand. They won 94 games last year. If they run it back and are better just because of internal growth, and instead of winning 94 games, they win 97 games, I think most Yankee fans would be okay with that. I asked you last week, is 94 enough? And Sean was a little bit on the fence. Is 97 enough? And the answer is yeah. Yeah, I think you'd be happy with 97 wins.
Yeah, I mean, okay, fine.
What do you mean, yeah, okay?
It's not about win total to me. It's about what happens in October. when
I
running
know,
back.
but you can't control October until we get there.
Okay, but
but I think what Sean is saying is that we're assuming they're getting there.
97, you're there, yes.
Okay, I'm not looking at 94 to 97. Now, you get the home field. I get all that.
Right.
But again, it when running it back, what do they do in October? That's why I never cared that the opening day roster is different than the opening. What I saw in October matters, and that's all I care about, unfortunately.
And that roster didn't feel good enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
so
problem.
what's going to make it better now, especially if Toronto got a little bit better?
I'm not going to wave pom-poms at 3 more regular season wins. Sorry.
Late last week, Sean took a lot of heat from a lot of people because he was upset with Brian Cashman for what he was wearing for the first day of spring training. I discovered something Brian Cashman said over the weekend that could set off Sean even more than the wardrobe. We'll get to that a little bit later on. But when we come back, I do want you to hear from Lindor and Soto because what they said yesterday may give us a nice indication on why Steve Cohen just announced they'll never be a captain as long as he owns the Mets. Plus your calls, 888-808-1019, Evan and Tiki, until 2 this afternoon.
Even at 50, I still train hard, and recovery matters. In fact, yesterday, as I ramp up for the New York City Half Marathon in a couple of weeks, I ran 10 miles, and it wore my body out. That's why I use GAT Sports' new creatine chews. No powder, no mess, no shaker cups, just great flavors like grape, cotton candy, lemon lime, and fruit punch, all on the go. 5 grams of creatine per serving. You can save 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com with code TIKI30. That's GAT Sport.com, code TIKI30. GAT Creatine Chews. Fuel up, compete harder. Let's go.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
34-year-old retired quarterback Derek Carr says he would be willing to unretire, but only for a team that could make the Super Bowl. Which begs the obvious follow-up question. Why would any team that could potentially win a Super Bowl want to sign Derek Carr? I mean, you'd have to have no other options out there to bring Derek Carr in. Has never been a Super Bowl quarterback. Derek Carr, a good QB, far from a great one. I'm Nick Costos.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Where you learn matters. At Monmouth University, students study on a vibrant coastal campus with direct access to research, culture, and industry. From classrooms to competition, from creativity to career prep, Monmouth offers a vantage point shaped by location and purpose, blending a personalized learning experience with Division I pride and a rising national profile. Bigger thinking, more inspired, you amplified. Amplify your future at Monmouth University. Learn more at monmouth.edu/amplified.
Hey Todd, how many portraits of presidents will it be to lease a sparkling new Jeep Grand Cherokee from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram?
John Montone. Everyone is given White House treatment during Ramsey's President's Day sales event, and that means amazing deals on all Jeep and Ram trucks.
Only $299 for 39 months for a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4.
Or $269 for 39 months to lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Sport S 4x4.
I cannot tell a lie. With lease offers this good, I'm ready to start my own presidential motorcade.
The President's Day sales event, happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
$29.95 down payment plus tax, title, registration, and fees. Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number S8749301. MSRP $47,325. VIN number TW224875. MSRP $49.90. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit expires 3/2/26.
Boomer here. If you love cooking as much as I do, you got to listen up.
The Chef IQ Mini Oven is your all-in-one kitchen hero. It bakes, broils, air fries, dehydrates, slow cooks, toasts, and more. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a color touchscreen, a soft close door. It even syncs with the Chef IQ app, and pair it with the IQ Sense thermometer for perfect USDA-safe temps every single time you cook. So why not grab yours right now at chefiq.com? Use my name, code word BOOMER, to save 30% at checkout.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Get breaking sports news here. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
A lot to get to over the next 3 hours. If you missed any of the first hour, you can rewind on the Odyssey app. Tiki and I were enamored by the NBA All-Star game, and LeBron James made no sense in describing it. But we also heard from Steve Cohen, and Steve Cohen made it very clear there will never be a captain of the New York Mets as long as he owns the team. And I said, hold that thought, because at 11 o'clock, I want you to hear from both Lindor and Soto. And maybe not, that comment from Cohen will make more sense.
Right.
Because I listened to everything Lindor and Soto said over the weekend, and they sound very different. They are painting very, very different pictures.
Right.
So before I provide any more comment, let's hear from these guys. Let's start with Francisco Lindor, who was asked a very simple question. Hey, what's up with the locker room?
Francisco, there's been questions this offseason about chemistry on the team and in the clubhouse. Can you address that as far as guys getting along and pulling for each other?
Yeah, I mean, we've always pulled for each other. We always wanted what's best for each other. Are we all best friends? That's not how it works in the clubhouse, but we are friends. We're good teammates. We care for each other. We love each other, and we want the best for each other. And we have a lot of new faces here that guys seem like they're gonna work hard and they're gonna do whatever it takes to win. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. It's all about winning, and everybody pulling in the same direction.
So he gives us the typical, we're not all best friends, but we're friends.
Yeah.
All good.
Which is, by the way, any clubhouse or locker room. Yeah. You don't have to be best friends with everybody, but just you have to be able to get along and work together.
And he makes clear that they did.
Right.
And so that there really doesn't appear to be any issues, according to Lindor, about last year's locker room. Now, let's hear from Juan Soto. First, hey, Juan, what's your relationship like with Francisco Lindor? Because we heard so much about, hey, maybe those two don't get along.
Juan, how would you describe your relationship with Francisco Lindor?
I think it's a great relationship. We talk all the time in the game and everything. We help each other.
Very quick answer, but to the point, and yeah, it's all great. So far, everything is good.
Right.
This is where things get a little murky. Soto is now asked about the locker room.
Carlos Mendoza has described the clubhouse last year as maybe getting a little bit too corporate at times. What was your perception of it?
That's in the past. We forget about it. We focus in 2026.
Focusing on 2026, how could you maybe prevent that from happening this time around?
Have fun. Forget about all the drama and everything. Focus on the game and win some ball games.
Whoa. I mean, when you said forget about all the drama,
Right.
Isn't he confirming?
Who's he talking about?
He's confirming there was drama.
Well, but not necessarily with Lindor.
No,
I think
I agree with you.
I think that's what people want to immediately think about, but I think it was other drama.
In fact,
and not even drama with him. I think it was drama that he was witnessing.
Yeah, I think it has nothing to do with Lindor,
Yeah.
honestly, because think about this. Juan Soto gave you in those three answers, like pretty straightforwardness.
Yeah. And that's who he is, though.
Yeah.
He's no beat around the bush. He's not going to fluff it up. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks.
So there were issues. I'm not going to talk about the drama. That's in the past.
Right.
And let's just win games. Yet when asked about Lindor, oh, it's all good. Like, we get along great.
Right.
So I happen to believe him that the Lindor-Soto thing is not a thing. But when he talks about the drama in the locker room, it makes you think that other things were an issue.
Yeah. Like Lindor McNeil. Or, you know what I mean? Just other stuff.
Yeah.
And he just witnessed it. And so I don't want to say he's disconnected because I don't think he is. But that's what you hear about Juan Soto is that he just comes to work and takes care of business.
Right. That's always
he's
the
not hanging
reputation
out.
he has.
He's not shooting a you-know-what. Hey, guys, what's going on, man? What you guys doing last night? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, right. Just let's get to work. Let's win some baseball games. And maybe the personality differences between, McNeil and Nemo and some of these other guys kind of rears their head in ugly ways. And he just kind of sat back and just played ball.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
Well, it feels like there was something in that room last year. As much as I sat here and said, it probably wasn't. It's not a big deal. They didn't pitch well enough. They didn't get enough clutch hits. Like all the baseball reasons.
But I also don't think that's why Steve Cohen and David Stearns changed over the locker room, the clubhouse. I don't think that's why they did it. You know what I mean? Like some people would say, well, there's some dysfunction in the clubhouse. We got to get rid of this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the case.
I don't think it was either because there were baseball reasons for why they got rid of core guys.
It was more the baseball reasons.
Yeah, because even Steve Cohen, and I don't have this clip, but I played it on the Rico, when asked about intervening on the Alonso stuff, he was as forthcoming as possible. He said, we weren't going to 5 years.
Yeah.
Was there an avenue to bring him back? Absolutely.
Right.
But we were not going 5 years. That's the answer on Pete. That's the answer. It's not the locker room. It's nothing else. But I got to tell you, and I hate to do the fan fiction thing, but as I'm listening to what Lindor said and what Soto said, and we've all heard the rumors that there was like a political divide, I kind of buy it. Because think about who's gone. It feels like maybe there was issues between Lindor, whose wife is a big supporter of Mamdani.
Right. But why are they talking politics in the clubhouse?
It's a big mistake to do that.
Of course I mean, you can talk politics individually with guys in the clubhouse or locker room. I mean, you should do this with Jay Feely, who's running for Congress out in the 11th district in Arizona. Like, you should talk politics.
Yeah.
But it was just with Jay. It was like we're having this, hey, Jay, that's blah, blah, blah. Can you believe? Like, he wasn't into that.
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid
But maybe
person?
that was going on.
Maybe. And that's not smart. Like in any environment.
No.
Like you should talk politics with people, not that you agree with. I think it's great when you talk to people you don't agree with.
Right.
But people that can handle the disagreement as opposed to making it, bigger than it needs to be.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's for sure the politics, but just reading the tea leaves on this, it sounds like the Soto-Lindor thing isn't a thing because Soto was so immediate, like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
He's my boy. Like, he was all good with it. But then when he talked about drama, it was very, let's keep that to last year. There's something there.
Right. It is. It is. It's hard to have conversations with people who are smart enough to know what they're talking about, but not smart enough to know what they don't know.
I like that. Put that on a t-shirt.
That's what you just talk about. Hey, yeah, those Knicks, man. That was a crappy game last night.
That's funny. Let's get to some of your calls on this. 888-808-1019. Amongst other things, we talked about tanking earlier on. The NBA is going to address it. Can the NFL learn a lesson or two? And obviously all this stuff with the Mets, Steve Cohen, Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor. Let's go to, this guy says I deserve an L. Let's go to him because I don't know why I deserve an L, but I'm open-minded.
Yeah.
Victor in Sacramento. What's up, Victor?
What's up, Victor?
Hey,
Hey, Evan, real quick, because I know I'm going to get cut off, but just your new segment each week. So I originally called last year and nominated Tommy for worst take of the year with giving Shane a B+. If you guys continue this, you should do a bracket at the end of the year and award worst opinion of the year.
I like that.
But
that's a good one. That's a good one.
I do think you deserve an L, Evan, just because. And I didn't necessarily disagree with you at the time, but you were so adamant that the reports that there was drama in the locker room last year, and my whole thing was, I didn't understand how you were just writing it off because there were no reports counteracting to show that there was no drama.
No. But here's why, Victor, because, and I get why, you're misinterpreting my point. My point wasn't there's no drama, shut your mouth. My point was that's not what derailed the team. And that if you go into any locker room in any sport, you'll find the drama if you look hard enough. And there's a difference between drama ending your season
That's true.
and drama just being there. So my argument was never, this isn't true, it's made up, it's fake. My argument, and I can still make this argument, is no biggie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's probably there, it's probably true, but I don't think that's the reason this season fell apart.
No, that's not why they underperformed. It was we knew what it was. It was pitching. It was not getting deep into games and then taxing your bullpen and all the little things baseball wise that you can talk about. You never felt like there was a personal disconnect, except for maybe McNeil and Lindor.
Right, because they had one. And we'd heard about that.
And that even showed up on the field when they supposedly, allegedly, had a dispute over turning a double play.
Right. Our last caller referred to a segment we debuted on Friday where we found the 5 dumbest opinions said on WFAN from the week that was, and we all voted on which one was the dumbest. And I think it ended up being Sean Morash's opinion that Brian Cashman dressing like a slob was a problem.
Yeah.
Craig Carton saying LeBron should be suspended was up there. Keith McPherson saying that Luke Weaver coming in with a Yankee bag was a problem.
Yeah.
We actually all agreed that after the weekend, retroactively.
Yeah, we misjudged this.
Keith McPherson, who we all love, actually deserved to win because, not that Keith did anything different. He had his opinion a week and a half ago, but a cavalcade of players around baseball kept showing up at spring training with apparel from their former team.
Yes.
It was happening almost as like a protest. Like, here's Marcus Semien, and there's this Texas Rangers stuff. And it was so overwhelming that we looked back at the Weaver opinion and said, all right, maybe this one was the worst opinion.
And how about Devin Williams showing up with a Brewers bag still? He still had it.
Well, it was an All-Star game bag, I thought.
Oh, was it?
I thought it was an All-Star game bag.
Okay. So it was an All-Star game from when he was a Brewer.
I guess one that you said, Ji-Won Bae?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a Pirates bag.
Ji-Won bag. Like, dude, I'm not kidding you. We could find 25 guys, just based on what's out on social media, of guys showing up to spring training with their former team's bag.
Right.
And the only reason the Yankees don't have that problem is they didn't add any new players.
It's true.
Be a man.
Let's go to Ken in Morristown, New Jersey. What's up, Ken?
What's up, Ken?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh,
hey,
good.
Tiki, I'd like to thank you for probably being the most educated, well-read, well-spoken person on the radio.
That's
so,
UVA.
Love hearing your opinion on things.
Thank you.
So, 2 reasons why the Yankees are not going to win the World Series.
You're coming out flying, man.
Yeah, right off that bat. He's ready to go. Go ahead.
Name any great team that the Yankees have had through all their dynasties. They always had a solid catcher and at least a decent shortstop, and we have neither.
That's your reason? I mean, all your championships had Derek Jeter, at least the modern championships. Yeah. So we're going to disqualify them because right now it's Jose Caballero and maybe Anthony Volpe? I don't think that's a good reason. And I like Austin Wells a hell of a lot more than our last caller described. That's not the reason they're not going to win a World Series.
But having a great catcher matters, not from an offensive standpoint, but from a defensive standpoint.
I understand.
And, calling a game standpoint and calming your pitcher standpoint. So that does matter.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying that Austin Wells is not the reason the Yankees can't win a World Series.
No,
that's what he said. That's what he said. I can't defend that crap.
No, I
Even
can't
Sean can't defend that crap.
No.
Oh, thank you. All right,
No,
good.
cannot.
Very strong defense by Sean.
Who's the Dodgers catcher?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
He's great, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Okay, damn it. Now I got to go backwards.
that's a bad one.
It is a bad one. Well, the Dodgers were 2 years in a row.
I mean, that's a good one, but that's
All
a
right.
bad one.
That's a bad example.
Yeah. Let's go to JR in Somerville. What's up, JR?
Ken might have been right. What's up, JR?
What's going on, guys?
That was good.
Hey, couple things. First, I want to start off with the Mets. I mean, Evan just brought up the clubhouse and the politics. I think it's just as simple as that was a group of dudes who could not agree on one thing to put on the stereo after the game. I mean, if you look at that group, if Brandon Nimmo touches that stereo, everybody's putting headphones on, and you know that it became very cliquish. That's what it felt like with that team. You know, that's that.
That's a good point, JR.
Yeah. Evan, NBA stuff, a couple of things. I got like three things, actually. A couple of rule changes that need to go into effect. They need to bring the NBA game down to 40 minutes. The college game needs quarters. Shortening the game, condensing it, doing it amazing. We got to do that. That's the first thing, all right? The second thing the NBA needs to add, they had a one-on-one contest, the Women's League, the Unrivaled.
Yep.
Had a contest, a tournament. NBA needs to add that. That was amazing.
Yep.
If you're going to start the 3-point contest at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever they did on Saturday, add an event like that on the back end. And then the last thing about your tanking idea is that you don't if you actually had a free agency for these guys coming in this year, they would all go to the Lakers. So it's something where. Yeah, the Lakers got $60 million in free space.
But hold on. You're right, because they have cap space.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to a good team being set up to, hey, we've got the cap room to go get one of the best available players.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not even against that, but it creates cap being a big part of how you get these players.
But then you're capping an uncapped type of sport.
What do you mean?
There is a cap, obviously. There's a tax, a luxury tax.
It's a soft cap, but there's a cap. Yeah.
But there is a cap that you have to think about. Otherwise, you're just paying everybody else. And so I think that matters in basketball, and it's what makes it interesting, because you're going to decide, am I going to overspend, realizing I'm going to get a massive tax, but it's going to also help me win a championship?
Yeah. I think the other way around it is, because one of the ideas floated in The Athletic was you get more cap space to spend based on the opposite record, which is kind of the same thing as tanking, so it doesn't really help, is if you're a playoff team, which the Los Angeles Lakers are likely to be, you're actually capped at a much lower number. So you keep it that playoff teams are unable to be as aggressive, even if they have cap space.
Yeah, but I think trying to conceptualize that formula is just, it sounds ridiculous.
No, I know. Well, the whole thing's ridiculous. I mean,
Right.
what's going on right now in the NBA is ridiculous, quite frankly. I mean, when the Washington Wizards are acquiring players to bench them, and the Utah Jazz are pulling guys out of games with big leads in the fourth quarter and sitting guys due to quote-unquote injuries, I would argue that's far more ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Adam Silver was pissed. You could tell.
Absolutely.
And he should be.
And JR is 1,000% right. If the players are ready for it, I am. A one-on-one tournament. That will be must-watch. And I'd even argue if enough players sign up for it and say, I'm in, the one-on-one tournament within a year will be more popular than the NBA All-Star game.
Okay, so do you think guys will play defense in the one-on-one?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a hell of a lot of pride. Anthony Edwards is going to want to belt, as he says, everybody. Are you kidding me?
It'll ruin the actual regular season, though.
Because it'll be so much better.
You'll realize you'd rather watch NBA players play one-on-one than play team basketball.
Maybe that's the future then.
I mean, in some games, that's kind of what it is.
I know. But imagine just clearing that, going, this is the best of the best versus the best of the best. That's more interesting than watching regular season basketball.
Yeah, but you know what? The home run derby is appealing to a lot of kids because home runs are fun and it's fast-paced. That doesn't ruin regular season
But it's
baseball.
not the home run derby versus Greg Maddux. You know what I mean? Like, you're still facing a batting practice pitcher. Dude, this is the best player, one of the best players versus the best player one-on-one, the way we play in the driveway.
That's a great idea.
What?
Get an all-star pitcher you have to throw strikes, in the home run derby.
But then it's not a home run derby. They're not going to hit home runs all the time against the great pitcher.
You have to throw strikes.
Yeah, you know what the problem with that is?
Your at-bat doesn't count unless it's a strike.
Pitchers get hurt enough. I'm not sending them out there to throw 98 so that they could see if Pete Alonso doesn't hit a home run off of them. So it's a great idea until you realize it's not a great idea.
Of course not, but it'd be more interesting than softball, 68-mile-an-hour lob, grooved whatever, going down the middle of the plate.
Steve is calling from Massapequa. Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Well.
I actually called to talk about Juan Soto, but I think I'm going to shift here to the NBA, if that's okay with you.
Go ahead. Sure.
I think there's two major problems with the NBA, and the first one with the regular season is, and I know it's been better this year ratings-wise, but I think they need to, once again, make divisions matter. And the NHL's done a great job of this. In baseball, Evan, as you know, divisions matter. Tiki, I don't have to say. The NFL divisions matter.
Absolutely.
It makes you have rivalries. Like, you hate the Eagles. The Jets hate the Patriots. Like, do I hate the Toronto Raptors? Not really. And you lose a lot of, like, it's just fun in the regular season when you don't have those rivalries and you're not playing for anything. You're basically in a 15-team division when the worst team doesn't even play the best players. So
how do you do it, though?
It makes it so much.
How do you make the divisions matter?
I think what you have to do is go back to what baseball used to do, in that I don't need to see the Knicks play the Trailblazers twice a year.
Right.
Make it so that you're playing your division more. Make it so that, Knicks Celtics is like 6 times a year, 3 times in each spot, and the games really matter because the first round gets a bye. You say you get a bye if you win the division. Then you're actually talking about things that matter in the regular season.
Right. I think in theory it's a great idea, and I've actually given this a lot of thought because I'm a big fan of divisions mattering. Here's the problem you run into. These small markets need the Lakers coming there once a year. Mm-hmm. The Nets need the Lakers coming once a year. You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's a huge draw.
Of course it is, but the Nets they draw every time.
Yeah, they do. They draw reasonably well, but I think in general, maybe the Nets.
I know what you mean specifically.
Yeah, maybe the Nets aren't the best example, but teams need those big teams coming once a year. And if you're only playing them once a year, that means it's every other year that they come to your city. And the other problem is by maximizing your divisions by saying, hey, you get a first-round bye, you're lessening the amount of playoff games, which they're never going to do. So I like it. I like the thought. I love the idea behind it. I'm not sure there's a way to make it happen. But I will give you a radical idea, and I've mentioned this a few times on this station because it's not my idea. It's the great Rick Barry's idea, Hall of Famer. Rick Barry wrote many years ago that basketball should be like tennis, where each quarter is its own game, kind of like the All-Star game. So if you win the first quarter, it's 1-0. If you win the second quarter, it's 2-0. Or you do it by halves. A half you win. If you lose the second half, it's tied, 5-minute overtime, which would send a lot of games to overtime. Or you'd have your eyeballs really glued to the end of the first half because there's so much on the line because the game is on the line.
Right.
What do you think of that?
So if you won the first 2 quarters, game's over?
If you won the first 2, yeah. Well, no, I think by halves is probably the best way to go.
Oh, okay.
So if you go by halves, you're playing the full game.
Right.
And even if you lose by 30 in the first half, no problem, because as long as you win the second half, there's an overtime.
That's actually not bad.
It's Rick Barry's idea. I mean, so for anyone who's like, this is Evan's worst idea, it is not my idea. I'm not taking credit for it. A Hall of Fame basketball legend came up with the idea many, many years ago. And the reason I bring it up today is because we just saw it in the All-Star game, and it really worked. Because that first game, that second game, that third game, it was quick, it was to the point, and you were glued to the final few minutes because the games were close and the game was on the line.
So what are you playing, 30-minute halves?
I think you get what JR has suggested, which is you shorten it. So let's say it's...
So 20-minute halves.
20-minute halves, like college, but like college.
20-minute half, 20-minute half.
5-minute overtime.
5-minute overtime.
And that's it. It's not a terrible idea. Now, if you really want to get nuts, you want to get nuts?
Yeah, I mean, if you lose both halves, it's just over.
Yes, then it's over.
The game is, these games will be done in an hour and a half.
You want to get crazy? I'm about to blow your mind here.
Go ahead.
Each half is a game. And so each game you play is actually 2 games. And so...
Like a doubleheader.
Yeah, like a doubleheader. So your record will end up like baseball. You can play 162 games, but it's only on 81 nights.
That's interesting. No, I think I like it more like the tennis.
The Rick Barry idea?
Yeah, more like tennis.
Yeah. Because you saw it in the All-Star game why it makes sense. Like, whenever I brought this up in the past, and I've been bringing it up for years because it was one of the ideas that jumped out at me, especially from someone as respected as Rick Barry, I would always say it, and I remember when I would bring it up to Joey doing, oh, yeah. He couldn't picture it.
Yeah.
You can picture it now because you just saw it.
Right. It could be the New York Knicks beat the Brooklyn Nets 2-0. And we all know what that means.
Yeah.
They won both halves.
They won both halves.
Or the New York Knicks beat the Nets 2-1.
Right.
So they won in overtime.
You know who would hate it? Heat ticket holders.
Why?
They never there. Got to get in there early. Game matters.
True. The first game they
But
missed.
the game matters thing is the best part because one of the biggest critiques from non-basketball fans is you only have to watch the last 2 minutes. Well, now you have to watch the last 2 minutes twice.
Well, and coaching strategy completely changes
Completely changes.
How you use your bench, exactly.
Absolutely. No question about it.
Bench players get paid a little more, the better one.
Right.
So I think you guys like it.
I do.
It's interesting because it's so different.
Makes a lot of
But,
sense.
I mean, you'd be changing
I know.
the foundation of the sport.
You also have to figure out, can you foul out in the first half? You make fouls less.
You're getting into the weeds now.
No, but I mean, hold on. You won't put up the weeds.
Honestly, I think it marginalizes the foul and the foul out because ultimately, who cares? Like, do you watch a game being like, "Oh, Karl Anthony Towns going to foul out today"? You just don't want it to be a factor.
Right.
Like, call a foul, but whatever. It's a foul. You get free throws.
Okay. I just think if you made it like 3 fouls in each half, something like that.
Yeah, I think that, look, I think
strategy matters.
there are ways to do it. I'm just saying that we finally saw it firsthand yesterday.
But then it resets for game 2.
Yes,
Yeah, you get back in the game.
Yeah.
You get your 3 fouls are out, you come back for the second half. We'll get back to your calls in a minute, 888-808-1019. And we hand out L's around here. You heard a caller try to accuse me of getting an L. We had a fan write in over the weekend and says he deserves an L. We'll rate his L experience. And, of course, a lot of your phone calls, the Met locker room, the Yankees, tanking in the NBA and the NFL, a lot on the table. 888-808-1019. We are live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program was sponsored by IHateMyEnergyBill.com. Are you sick of insane utility bills? Go to IHateMyEnergyBill.com to find out if your home qualifies for solar with zero out-of-pocket costs. See your bills dwindle with solar panels and get your free savings report today at IHateMyEnergyBill.com.
We're talking Yankees and Mets as we get you ready for the 2026 season. From the Time Pitchers and Catchers Report through opening day.
There's a high drive. That's leaving the yard.
The hot stove is fired up on the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
With Grubhub, there's no fees on restaurant orders over $50. You eat the food, Grubhub will eat the fees.
Wait. Grubhub is going to eat the fees?
Wait, like the receipts? It's a metaphor for how Grubhub is doing away with fees. No delivery fees, no service fees, no rainy day fees.
But what if it rains? Can I still order delivery? Please!
You can still get any type of food delivered without getting off the couch.
In that case, what about the no pants fee?
Well, I've never heard of that one, but I guess we'll eat that too. No fees on restaurant orders over $50, only on Grubhub.
Grubhub will eat the fees!
Details at Grubhub.com.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
You spend your days processing thousands of requests at once, so I get it. Being on all the time is exhausting. Running a business means wearing every hat, but when you're taking client texts at dinner just to keep up, you aren't scaling, you're drowning.
When you're stretched thin, calls get missed, and revenue walks out the door. It's hard to see the bottlenecks until you realize how much growth is slipping away. There has to be a smarter way.
So now is the time to try Quo. Quo is the #1 business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communications. So say goodbye to voicemail. Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never lose a lead.
Plus, your team can share one business number for calls and texts. It creates seamless collaboration, so nothing is missed with Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Like I said, it's time to try Quo for free at quo.com/WFAN. That's QUO.com/WFAN. To try Quo for free. Quo.com/WFAN.
Let's go!
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Want to know why betting the winter games on FanDuel makes sense? From game lines to medal counts of finding your angle on the events you care about most, FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. The winter games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. Curling matches that start slow and somehow get tense fast. Speed skating decided by inches. Hockey games that feel different from the opening faceoff, and so much more. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. That's FanDuel.com/New York. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel is the place to bet on the winter games. You can bet on who you think will take home the gold in alpine skiing, skeleton, bobsleigh, luge, and more. The winter games are here. Stay connected to the action with FanDuel. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
It's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear. Extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for New York businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup cost, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a New York business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. We played some Mets sound earlier about the locker room last year, some sound from Francisco Lindor. He also arrived at Mets camp post-surgery and said he chose to begin his rest and rehab here in Port St. Lucie because he wants to start building that chemistry. He also remains optimistic about his target for a return of opening day. Meanwhile, at Yankees camp, newly acquired pitcher Ryan Weathers is already hitting 98.5 miles per hour on his pitches in mid-February. And on the ice, the U.S. women right now in a semifinal game lead Sweden 1-0. This Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
One of the things that has grown here on Evan and Tiki the last couple of years is the idea that if we are very wrong about something, we have to wear an L. So I've worn the L a few times. Sean was the originator of wearing an L. Even Tiki late last week was forced to wear an L when he got some kind of music thing completely wrong.
Commodores.
Yes. Whatever it was. He did wear it.
Lionel Richie created a song outside of the Commodores, and I was wrong about it.
And he was wrong, and he was right. It's fine. He wore the L. I got an email from a guy named Thomas, who's a long-time listener, and he wanted to be honest. He said that now that we're in new hours, he actually prefers to listen on the Odyssey app so he can rewind and all that kind of stuff. He said he thinks he had an L moment. I hear a discussion that you and Tiki are having, and I have an opposing opinion, I call into the show and realize I'm calling up the Carton Show. Do I deserve to wear an L?
We'll give him a pass.
I kind of give you a pass because
after April, it's a quarter of the season or the year. After April, a third of the year, then you got to take L's.
Then it's L-worthy?
L-worthy.
As somebody that screens the calls, I don't think it's L-worthy only because you'd be surprised how often it happens.
Oh, really?
There are times in this hour, people still will call and think, oh, yeah, I want to get in and talk about what they're talking about now with Boomer because they get so lost in listening in the rewind function of the Odyssey app, they lose track of who's on live.
Yes, and it's happened to me too because there was something being said with Craig and Big Mac last week, and I wanted to text Big Mac, and I quickly realized before I hit send, they had the discussion 3 hours earlier, and so I let it go. So I think that, Thomas, you are one of many, and I'm sure there are people listening right now. I will tell you the time live is 3:34 in the morning. I'm sure there are people. Isn't that what time it is?
What?
What did I say?
No, it's 11:34.
11:34. What did I say?
3:34.
I'm trying to confuse people.
I know what is wrong with you.
I'm trying to confuse people.
Be a man.
So it's 11:34 in the morning. I'm sure there are plenty of people listening right now at 7 o'clock at night. So it can be confusing.
Yes.
So Thomas, no L for you.
Right.
The football offseason is hot and heavy. Earlier this morning, Bradley Chubb was released by the Dolphins. The Dolphins' purge has continued. They have released Tyreek Hill, who will become a free agent now immediately.
Saw a bunch of social media over the weekend that he was going to end up back in Kansas City.
Sean has said that for a while.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because who else would take a risk on him other than someone who had handled him before?
The devil you know.
The devil you know, but also the devil you know. Do you want to deal with that still?
Very true.
There's a reason that they traded him.
I think there's also Tyreek Hill's preference is probably to go back to Kansas City.
Right, because he knows he'll get a real shot at being a guy.
Absolutely. 888-808-1019, the number. Dino is in Cranford, New Jersey. Hey, Dino.
Hey, guys. How are you? Nice to talk to you again on a midday. Hope all is well.
Definitely, Dino. Good.
So, want to get back to what you guys were talking about a little bit before with the Soto and the Lindor stuff and everything there. Think about what Soto said when he signed the contract with us a year ago. He said one of the reasons he came here was because it looked like they were having fun in the locker room. It looked like the Mets were having a good time. What was that in 2024? It wasn't so much the Lindors and all that. It was the Candelita. It was the concerts. It was us having fun and doing things that they didn't think we were going to do. That's why Soto initially came here. Fast forward throughout the whole 2025 season, what was happening, whether we wanted to believe it or not at the time, all the infighting in the clubhouse, whether it was related to politics or this or that, Whirl and Lindor had their problems going back years. They even referenced points in last year where they, we like Happy Jeff. Remember in that one post-game interview?
Yeah.
We like Happy Jeff. All of those little breadcrumbs, we should have been smart enough to put all that together. Now, all of that is jettisoned out. All of that is gone. All of what could have been either we disguise it as an aging guy, as somebody that maybe he's going to play that well at first base anymore, or a 5-year left on a Nimmo deal. Put all those pieces together. That makes total sense for what's going on right now. This is why Cohen is not going to want to have a team captain as long as he's here. The Lindor contract was his first big contract as an owner. 10-year deal. Let me make a stamp on it. The Soto is an outlier. That's the unicorn contract. That's getting...
Oh, jeez. Why is he screaming out of nowhere? It is an outlier. I completely agree with that. I think that the contracts they hand out are now going to be very short-term unless they see someone generational like Soto. Here's where I disagree. The first point our last caller made, because I think overall is very interesting and a lot of good points. Juan Soto didn't come here because the Mets were having fun.
No, he came here because he got offered a ton of money.
He came here for the money, and I'll be naive. I'll even buy he was sold on the farm system. I'll even give you that. Like, David,
why would Soto?
For the future, for the next few years. I'm going to
I hear you.
naively tell you, you know what? I'll even buy that. I'll even buy Juan Soto knew all about Carson Bench. When was he drafted again, actually? You know what I mean? Like, he knew about, hey, we got this kid coming up. We got that guy coming up. We have a loaded farm system. So don't worry, Juan. Not only are you coming to a ready-made good team that went to the NLCS, there's more on the horizon.
Yeah.
I'll even give you that. I can't give you they were having fun. I just can't. I mean, come on.
No. I don't think that was the determining factor. It was it could be one of those moments where you see it and say, that'll be a fun clubhouse to be in.
Sure.
But now thinking back on that, I think it was a nonsense report because knowing how Juan Soto is, does he care to have fun?
No.
He just wants to play ball.
I think the two things I described are most accurate knowing Juan Soto. A, the money, which is obvious. And then B, hey, I like the foundation of what they're building. I love that their system is loaded. And I love the fact that I think going into every season, we're going to have a real chance to win.
Who said that they're having fun?
I don't think anyone said
where did that come from?
What do you mean?
From Juan Soto. Juan Soto chose the Mets because they're having fun.
At his opening press conference, when giving all the reasons why he came here, he mentioned, looks like they're having a lot of fun. But I think that's window dressing. That's not the real reason he came here.
That's a agent speak.
Yeah, or it's just, let me throw that in there.
But why? Who cares?
Because they were coming off a fun year where...
I came here to win.
Yeah.
And that's basically what he did.
And
I came here to make a ton of money and win.
And he said that too.
Who cares if we're having fun?
I think he said that as well. And then he also talked about the future and talked about how good I know a lot of people are skeptical about that. I could buy that to a degree. I cannot buy, they were dancing to OMG. That's why I went there. Derek in Staten Island. What's up, Derek?
Hey, guys. How you doing? The tanking issue in both sports is very easy to solve. I'll give you my solution, and not only is it a solution, you'll find out right away if the NBA or NFL want to solve it. So in the police department, they have a division called Internal Affairs.
Yep.
Internal Affairs doesn't answer to brass. They don't answer to the PBA. They do their own thing and investigate what they investigate, period. Now, I know in the NFL, you're not going to be handing out player discipline, owner discipline, things like that. But if you create a division, and give them a scope of the draft or anything else menial that you want them to, investigate, they're not handing out any problems. They're not approaching players. They're doing their investigation independently and without interference. And if you set something up like that, and let's say in a case like the Raiders or whoever else tanked or the Cowboys or whatever it is, you lose your entire draft, period. Now, when you hire investigators, like for argument's sake, I can't tell Tiki how to play football.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I don't think the players would. I don't think you have to worry about the players. It'd be all about coaching and management of the roster decisions.
Well, like I said, Tiki, if it's not affecting them in terms of discipline, I mean, I'm talking about ownership and management, things like that, and they don't want to agree to it, then they don't want to change it.
Right.
Because anytime you do an investigation, it has to be a level of proof. You can't just take the Raiders' whole draft away. And when you hire serious investigators, they're not going to take. They're going to present you with either a burden of proof or they're not going to have anything.
Yeah. Now, but the question then becomes, and it's an interesting idea, Derek. The question becomes, who adjudicates this?
Right.
Because ultimately, the league has been the adjudicating.
I think this is
so. Roger Goodell essentially makes these determinations.
Is
he going to do that? Is he going to take a draft away?
No.
From the team? So it might be worthy of going through the investigation, so to speak, whatever you want to call it, but I don't think it would ever amount to anything.
I think this is why the system needs to be torn down.
Yeah.
Like the idea, and I understand why it existed for all these years, the idea that the worse you are, the better pick you get has to go away. And we need to reimagine how we determine who picks where in the draft. And there's a lot of ways to do it that eliminate the idea of tanking and the idea of even needing an investigation. If you miss the playoffs, it's an even lottery. Simple as that.
Right.
For the NFL and the NBA. I'm doing this with Rico Bronya. I think I told you this off air. We're having a Rico Bronya fantasy baseball league this year. Now, how the hell do I determine which 10 people are in the league when I've got a lot of people who listen?
How many people signed up?
Oh my! I've already gotten 300 signups.
300
in like
serious?
The last 12 hours. Yeah, and it's only going to grow.
And you're only going to have 10?
There's only 10 slots. So what I already announced on the Rico, and I'll say it here because it is part of this conversation, is every name is going into a lottery. And I'm going to pick 10 names. And it's the same odds. It's not like you've got better odds because you listen more or better odds because you emailed more. You know what I mean? It's the same odds. So the answer for the NFL and the NBA is it's all the same odds. So that's it. And then there would be no motivation to tank or a need for an investigation.
Right. But didn't they have that? Didn't it used to be that?
No.
It was always weighted, going all the way back.
I mean, I got to go all the way back to when they had coin flips, but essentially, yeah, it's always had weighted odds. And look, I think what happens when they're not weighted is it opens up more.
Didn't they used to just reach into a bowl and grab an envelope?
Yes, but it was based on the odds.
And they were frozen.
Well, that's the Patrick Ewing story.
That's the next one.
But in all seriousness, if you want to go back to that back to that lottery, Sean, do as quick research and let us know what the odds were.
Yeah.
My assumption is they were odds.
It was everybody had the same, which was, I'm assuming, just one.
No, I don't think so.
So it was multiple envelopes if you were worse.
Listen, it's before my time. That's why I asked Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's always been lottery odds. And what they tried to do recently in the NBA is change them a little bit. So if you're in the bottom three, it's all the same, things like that. My point is they should all be even. But it does open yourself up to conspiracy theories.
Right.
No doubt about it.
At 85-1, all 7 teams that were in the lottery had even odds.
So I stand corrected. You were right.
Yeah.
So they had it before. And it does open yourself up to more questions.
Which is why you need a frozen envelope. No, seriously,
To
because
fix it.
the odds are the same.
But the hope is they're not going to fix it. The hope is it's a real lottery. Like, I'm not fixing the fantasy baseball lottery, even though some may accuse me of it. I'm just going to pull names.
Yeah.
I pulled 10 names. You're in the league. That's it.
It seems so simple just to get a random number generator. And that's how you get the draft pick.
Yeah.
Right? You're number 5, and you don't know this until the day of. You're number 8. You're number 2. You're number 1. And then you random number pick, and then that's who gets the number 1
But
pick.
I think what sucks is, so let's use the NFL as an example. Let's say they did that with this past year. The Jets, the Giants, the Raiders, they all have the same odds. And let's say the Kansas City Chiefs won. How would we react to that? They didn't make the playoffs. How would we react to that?
Yeah, you'd be frustrated.
People would say this is ridiculous.
Right.
But that's kind of the good and the bad of the flat odds.
But here's the thing. It's also, unless you need a quarterback, I think the NFL draft is not as critical as we make it out to be.
No, but here's where you're wrong with all due respect. So let's say the Chiefs won the lottery.
Okay.
What happens?
They're not taking a quarterback.
They're trading it so the winner of the lottery wins the lottery of extra draft picks.
So you get rid of trading the lottery picks.
It's why Giant fans wanted the number 1 pick. It's the same reason.
So you get rid of trading the lottery picks. So if
you can't trade the pick?
You can't trade the pick. You have to pick.
Oh,
you
I
can
like
trade
that
your other
twist.
stuff. You can get second, third, or whatever.
So
Go ahead.
first round is frozen.
Right. If you didn't make the playoffs, you can't trade your pick.
Then I guess you would also have to make the declaration of the player you take and can't be traded for 2 years.
Yeah, because then they would take Mendoza and just trade him.
Right.
Wow, I like that twist.
That is a twist.
It is.
So you got a year where you can't trade the guy.
So you're
the
picking
Chiefs-
where you're picking.
So the Chiefs could technically, because this is what
Because they're not taking a quarterback.
Well, they could. They
Draft
could
and
have him
stash.
shit for a year and stash him and then trade him.
Yeah, but then that's on them.
That is on them.
That's their decision.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it could work out, or Pat Mahomes could play for another decade, and you have an extra quarterback that you don't need.
I got to tell you, this may be my favorite idea you've come up with.
I love this idea because there is strategy involved. Am I going for the right now to try to capitalize, or am I going to stash a player for a year?
Flat lottery. You cannot trade your first round pick.
Right.
The player
If
needs.
you didn't make the playoffs, you cannot trade your first round.
Okay, so if you're in the playoffs, all bets are off.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right, because you need to better your team. You just got close enough, and you're picking 13th or 14th. You know what? We really need to get this, so let's get an extra pick. You can do that if you made the playoffs.
I like where this is going, but then the next question is, what if you've already traded that pick?
What do you mean?
Like the Chiefs, let's say they had made a deal 2 years earlier to trade their first-round pick. Can you not trade first-round picks anymore?
I'd have to think about how you.
That's a good question.
So if they've already traded. Well, no, then
that's frozen too.
That they shouldn't have traded their pick.
Okay.
So they win the lottery, they don't hit the pick.
So in the Jets' case, since we've
It will
got
disincentivize people from trading their first round picks.
So with the Jets, they can't trade the Indy pick either. So both of their first round picks are frozen in time.
Yes.
With those players. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
So if you trade your pick 2 years ago and you win the lottery and you're picking number 1, then whoever you traded that pick to gets the number 1 pick.
Got you. Interesting. Let's go to Neil in the Bronx. Hey, Neil.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. Love the show. I love the concepts you guys were coming up with the NBA, but I'm going to do you guys one better, and I want you guys to think about it and see if it will fly. How about in the regular season game? When it goes into overtime, each team will pick only 3 players from each team to play that overtime, and there's a catch. You cannot substitute those 3 that you pick, so you live and die with those 3 in the overtime games.
That's interesting.
Well, it
and
follows.
so it becomes 3-on-3 like hockey, so
Yes.
it becomes a more open game.
I was going to say it's basically following the hockey script, and I don't love what hockey does. I don't love what baseball does. What I don't love, and now the NFL's evened it out, I appreciate it. I don't like the rules being different in the regular season versus the postseason.
Yeah.
But I understand. I understand the concept of being a little kooky for the regular season.
Right. I agree with you on that.
Interesting. Let's go to Darren in Middletown. Hey, Darren.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
All's well.
Good.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Why can't we make these guys like the two football teams that are first and second? Why can't they play a wild card weekend? And the winner gets the number one pick.
Yeah, but who?
And in the NBA,
Well, hold on. 1 and 2 as in the teams that missed the playoffs, like the two best teams that missed the playoffs? I can't hear you because you were cutting out. It has to be them. You can't have the bottom two teams because then you're incentivizing tanking. Why not tank so you have a chance to make the playoffs? It doesn't solve.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're playing a meaningless game.
Well, no, because you make the playoffs, he said. It's following my NBA point of there's a tournament, and if you win the tournament.
I thought he was talking football.
He is talking football, but he's saying the bottom two teams play a game. If you win the game, you pick number one, and you make the playoffs as the final seed.
So you now have made the playoffs, and now there's 8 playoff teams.
No, I think that's maybe how you get the 7th team. That's probably how you do it.
Right.
You get the 7th team. The problem is, and I get it, is you're taking the bad teams and you're probably holding them down for a longer period of time.
And that's the issue.
Yes. Mario's in Long Beach. Hey, Mario.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
All's good.
Yeah, in terms of the tanking, the problem with that is then the bad teams will never get any better, and the parity is going to be harder to come by. I really think that it's the right way, but people have to do it right. I mean, it's really the way it's supposed to work, and I think, Tiki, you'll agree with this. Everybody's supposed to try as hard as they can to win, and then the worst team is supposed to get the pick.
Right.
Not you're playing games at the end to win, to lose.
Mario, it's not about the players. This is about organizations, and organizations do it.
And that's what we saw with the fines that the NBA just handed.
Right. So you could say, oh, that's the wrong thing to do. But no, it's the right thing to do. It's why half the people on this radio station, and I'm not even arguing with them, scream and yell that they want their teams to lose at the end of the NFL season to get a better draft pick. And Tiki's fought the good fight, right? He's yelled at Sean. He's yelled at Tommy. But at the end of the day, even deep down, Tiki knows they're making a point, even if you don't agree with them.
Right.
So that's the thing you battle. It's not about right or wrong. It's how do you de-incentivize sucking to where it benefits you? And that's the problem you run into.
Suck.
No. Constantine in Homedale. What's up, Constantine?
Hey, Constantine.
So, guys, how you doing?
All's good.
I just want to talk about the tanking thing also. I just think, I'm going to be honest, I think it's the worst thing to happen in sports. These guys get paid millions of dollars to play sport. Don't even go out there. I know it's the organization's problem, but you got to realize people go in, work jobs they don't want to work their tails off for minimum money. These guys get paid millions of dollars to lose games. I think it's disgusting, to be honest with you. I think it's awful.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely awful that they fine the Jets $500,000. That's it? I think it's awful. There needs to be a change in sports. There has to be. I'm sorry.
Jazz, talking about
Thank
the
you, guys.
Jazz, $500,000.
Yeah, not the Jets. I think he said the Jets.
He said Jazz. It just sounded like Jets. But when they got fined, I mean, you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I actually thought it would be more as well.
Yeah.
Because it was blatant. And you pointed it out. You were the first one that pointed it out to us.
Well, because it affects me.
Oh, I know.
I'm being completely biased. Like, I'm
and
a
then the
Nets
Pacers,
fan.
too.
Yeah. These teams that are also wanting a top pick are going and pulling out more kind of options to try to get that top pick. I just played the NBA lottery. I just did it right now. I said simulate the draft.
Again, you did it last week.
Brooklyn Nets get the number 1 pick.
There it is.
Freeze that one.
Whoop, there it is.
Better than 5.
I'm freezing it right now. Nets are picking number 1. Sacramento is number 2. They've lost 14 in a row, by the way. Memphis 3, Dallas 4. Let's have a party. Now, Sean, I'm very curious. When we come back, there's a clip of Brian Cashman. I'm not sure how many people have heard this because it was a very under-the-radar thing, but Brian Cashman said something over the weekend that I think could piss Sean off more than him dressing like a bum.
Oh.
We'll play that clip coming up in a few minutes. We'll get back to your phone calls as well at 888-808-1019. And did Coach John Harbaugh give away what he's planning on doing in the NFL draft in a couple of months? All that coming up over the next 2 hours. Carton Show coming up at 2. Fanatics Fest, the world's #1 sports fan festival, returns to the Javits Center in New York City from July 16th to the 19th. See celebrities and athletes from all your favorite leagues, including Aaron Judge, Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Jalen Brunson, Diana Taurasi, Mike Tyson, and so many more. Live panels, autographs, photo ops, rare trading cards, and memorabilia. plus exclusive merch drops you can only get at Fanatics Fest. This is the ultimate weekend where sports and culture collide. Tickets are on sale now and will sell out. Grab yours early at fanaticsfest.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
2 years ago, Minnesota Timberwolves star guard Anthony Edwards pissed a lot of people off by shooting left-handed at the skills competition on All-Star Saturday night, drawing criticism from legends of the NBA and current players in the league. Ant-Man stepped up in a big way on Sunday night, winning All-Star Game MVP. That maturity from Anthony Edwards and his desire to play well helped the All-Star Game be great. I'm Nick Costos.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
The President's Day sales event is happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. With incredible lease offers on all new Jeep and Ram trucks, you'll see why more Americans are electing to get their vehicles from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Sun and clouds, breezy, high 37.
Weather brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
This President's Month at Nielsen Dodge, fun is in the driver's seat. We're celebrating all month with special presidential savings, plus 0 down payment.
We have your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram at extra special fun is in the driver's seat savings.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $187 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4, just $295 a month.
Plus, choose from a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
And if you need credit help, we're here to make it fast and easy on Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at nielsendodge.com.
Proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
President's Day sales event. Term 27 months to assign Compass 5782, Cherokee 5890 at tax tag 489 doc and DMV fees.
201-450-4263. Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Gedgerman, and that's my cell phone number. If you've been recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, please call me directly at 201-450-4263. For more than 20 years, my team and I have helped prostate cancer patients at John Theuer Cancer Center's Radiation Oncology Department, now one of the largest programs of its kind in New Jersey. If you have prostate cancer, call my cell, day or night, at 201-450-4263. That's 201-450-4263. At John Theuer Cancer Center, we use TomoTherapy's unique guided radiotherapy to precisely focus on the prostate gland. Our treatments can be safely completed in a shorter period of time with fewer side effects and better sexual function. Call my cell at 201-450-4263. I'll make sure you're seen within 48 hours. John Theuer Cancer Center, a division of Hackensack Meridian Health.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy and your car can be picked up by tomorrow. Call now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
The home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
101.9 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
Do not worry. We still have 2 hours left in the show. And hold your thoughts, Tiki. America needs to hear Tiki Barber respond to President Obama and the alien conversation.
Stop it.
A lot of Obama today.
Stop it.
Between the All-Star game and the presidential library. I mean, it is President's Day. But yes, we are aware, I'm sure most people are, that President Obama confirmed over the weekend on a very popular podcast that aliens do exist. Tiki has been adamant that they don't.
His views on aliens.
Just take a deep breath. We'll get to it a little bit later on. Tiki responds to President Obama. But first, I need Sean to respond to something because one of the things of spring training that I enjoy is not guys having a catch, but hearing from the GMs, hearing from the managers, and obviously hearing from the players. We heard from Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor a little bit earlier. You can rewind on the Odyssey app. Same with Steve Cohen back at 10:30 if you want to rewind further. I was listening to Brian Cashman over the weekend. A lot of boring stuff, a lot of basic stuff. He did open up the idea of Jason Dominguez starting the season in the minor leagues. But he also said something. He made a mistake. I'm just going to be blunt. He made an egregious mistake. And knowing Sean, considering you were upset that he dressed like, a bum.
Just like me. That's a better word to say.
Okay. However you want to say it. I would assume that you will be even more pissed off at a egregious mistake that Brian Cashman has made.
Now, you have hyped this up, and I have purposely had this sitting in front of me and not pressed play, and I don't know what the hell I'm getting into. I hope it's worth it, Evan.
Hope what's worth it? Put it this way. If you're annoyed about Brian Cashman dressing like a bum or however you want to describe it, I would assume him making an egregious mistake about the Yankees would also annoy you.
They were pretty All right. Because I have no idea where this is going. I'm staring at it.
I just was blunt about it. I can't be any more blunt.
All right.
He made a mistake, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Cashman.
Last year's team is a really good team. I think it played very well. It ultimately fell short, in the series in Toronto, against Toronto in the ALCS.
Oh, come on.
Oh, boy.
Come on. You got to know where you got eliminated. That's a bad job.
Wow.
You thought that was the ALCS?
Wow.
You basically went from World Series to Division Series. You got to know when you got eliminated. Now, this is a problem with this regime. We already have Aaron Boone coming on our airwaves, and we love Booney, but saying, prove to me that this is what we did with Dominguez. No, you shut up, Boone. And Evan does the research, and we find out that Aaron Boone, in fact, was not even aware of when he was sitting Jason Dominguez, that Evan proved them wrong. And now the general manager of the Yankees, who you got to know, in a team and a franchise where we constantly talk about World Series buzz, you think that you made it to the ALCS? That's not acceptable, man. And I don't want to hear that he messed up C and D because nobody calls it the ALDS. Nobody in their lingo says that.
He also, to be fair, never corrected it. I listened to the entire so if there was a correction, I would be fair and say, hey, he misspoke. Maybe there was no correction.
Maybe he was wishfully thinking.
It wouldn't shock me if when he talked about the end of the season, he's brought this up to Hal, and Hal now believes they were in the ALCS too. Like, that would not surprise me in the least.
Selling to hell.
Right.
Well, because the Blue Jays end up making the World Series. You forget. Now that I'm even thinking about it, who the hell they play?
Seattle.
That's right. And that was a pretty epic series, too. There were some fun moments.
So I was right. Like, this is bad.
It just again goes back to what I'm saying about the Yankees. They're going to go win their 94 games. They're going to go to the playoffs. But this is a team full of comfortable managers, general managers, executives, that there's no urgency. If you're rolling in this offseason and operating like in the back of your mind, yeah, of course, we were in the ALCS. That's a problem. You got banged out in the first round, essentially. Like, that's it. It's just you can't make it up. But this is, you know what? Wear your hoodie, think you made the ALCS, do what you want to do, and then we'll pretend everything's fine until October.
Egregious mistake, T?
I think it's not egregious. It's just a simple mistake.
It's a bad one.
Imagine
it's a bad one, but it's also, I don't think he realized he said it.
Imagine.
Because, what rolls off your tongue easily? ALCS?
Just say the playoffs.
ALDS?
Just say division series.
Or just say the playoffs. Just say the playoffs. Here's the thing. The 2022 Giants get referred to a bunch, and Joe Shane loves referencing that, like, hey, we were ahead of schedule that year, and maybe, like, we've talked about that in nauseam. They lost to the eventual NFC champion in the divisional round. Could you imagine the next year if Joe Shane was like, look, we lost to the Eagles in the NFC championship game? What would we think about that?
Oh, no, it would be, dude.
That's the equivalent.
I wasn't sure, because when I heard this clip, my first reaction was, am I being too Evan? Because I am anal about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you got to know. Like, what are we talking about? You don't know what round you lost in?
And you know what is pissing me off more now?
Yeah.
When we had him on, Evan, when Tiki was out that day, and he took his little blow-by shot at A-Rod.
He did take a shot at A-Rod.
He was sure to count how many titles A-Rod won compared to Jeter in that answer. Yeah. So you have no problem counting.
Maybe he has too much stuff going on in his head.
But in your head, if you could count what other people, he's only won one title. You can't count how many ALCSs you've been to that you think you went last year? That's hypocritical.
You guys are dumb.
That's hypocritical.
I want to play a quick game with you.
Okay.
Do you think that Big Mac, Chris McMonagle, who you'll hear in 2 hours, also known as a Brian Cashman defender, a Brian Cashman lawyer, a Yankee shill, I don't know if he knows about this. I have not talked to him about it. I have no idea. Do you think he would defend Cashman or say, nah, that's a bad one? Because he's a baseball geek like me. You would think that Big Mac is going to take that personal.
Yeah, the problem was I was going to ask if Brian Cashman is a baseball geek, but obviously he is.
So no, but I mean, Big Mac's a baseball geek.
No. I'm saying Cashman's a baseball geek, so he should. It shouldn't be a slip of the tongue. He's been in it for too long.
I agree.
To just make a random error like that.
Do you think Big Mac will defend him or rip him?
Defend him.
Defend him. Jeez. What do you think, Sean? Will Big Mac defend him or rip him?
He'll defend him. Oh, it's just a quick saying. I mean, what are you talking about?
I think you guys are wrong.
You think he's going to rip him?
Yeah.
I'd love to fire his ass.
I kind of do, because this is one of those mistakes that I'm not sure how every Yankee fan feels about it. I just know that this would piss me off. If I got my GM mistaken what round I got knocked out in, or what if I made the playoffs or not, like how many wins I had, that would bother me. It's like, dude, you're paid to do this.
Right. There is a huge difference between losing in the first round. I know it's not the first round anymore. You know what I mean. Compared to the ALCS, it's a huge difference to make that
So
mistake.
you both think he'd defend him. I think he'd rip him. Go bring him in real quick.
Get Chris?
Yeah, just ask him real quick. You don't even, if he doesn't want to come on, that's fine. He may be prepping for the show. Just an answer, because I am very curious. In the meantime, let's go to Ran Erie in New Jersey. What's up, Ran Erie?
Hey, Evan. How are you?
What's up?
So you were talking about how the Mets locker room issues was not the reason why they lost. It was because of baseball reasons, and I agree with you. And my evidence for that is just look at the Phillies. Now that the season is over, all the riches are coming out. Like with the way Dombrowski has been talking about his own team. You have Alec Bohm throwing a temper tantrum every time he gets benched, and this Castellanos showing up the manager with a beer. Like, imagine if Jack McNeil did that. Like, as bad as McNeil was, allegedly, he never did anything like that. So
I think that's a great point.
And guess what? The Phillies won the division.
They won the division, and they lost a hard-fought series to the best team in the world, and it was a close series. Right. You could argue that they gave the Dodgers a run for their money. Anyhow, Big Mac, real quick. I need to play you something. Because we're having this debate. Brian Cashman did something.
There it is.
There you go. You're good. Brian Cashman did something that is really pissing off Sean. Even I'm on board. You respect me a little bit, right? I think it's an egregious
What, do you have
mistake.
shoes without shoelaces, or what was the problem with Sean?
Okay. We are guessing if you're going to defend Brian Cashman or rip Brian Cashman for a major mistake he made at his press conference over the weekend.
Okay.
Take a listen.
Last year's team is a really good team. I think it played very well. It ultimately fell short, in the series in Toronto against Toronto in the ALCS.
Your thoughts?
He said the ALCS instead of the ALDS.
Did you just hear it?
I did hear that.
Do you want me to play it again?
No, I heard it.
You've already failed.
Yeah, I mean, you want me to get angry about it?
No, I'm asking you your opinion on it.
I mean, my gut is it's the slip of the tongue.
Oh, come on.
He stopped.
I told you would defend him.
I'm not defending him. I'm supposed to be mad about that? Listen, this is the same guy who told Minaya he doesn't remember when they got knocked out the year before. Remember that?
Yeah.
When Omar came back, he's like, you were having dinner. He doesn't realize how successful they are. When did we get knocked out? Because the fans get mad no matter when they get knocked out or whatever. I think that's a slip of the tongue.
Get the hell out of here.
I mean, but Chris.
What?
He could call out A-Rod for only making one championship. He doesn't even know when the hell he's in the ALCS.
Yeah,
Come on.
I think if you asked him and he had like a second to think about it, he'd be like the ALDS. I think it just came out in speaking the ALCS.
So he operated this offseason with the brain that he might have been in the ALCS.
No.
You think that's okay?
No, he knew damn well he got knocked out in the ALDS. He's well aware Seattle and Toronto played for the championship.
You know I love you?
Yes.
Shill moment for you.
That's not a shill
This is
moment.
a shill
I'm not.
moment.
Listen, if he made an honest mistake, like it's a slip of the tongue. Play it again.
Last year's team is a really good team. I think it played very well. It ultimately fell short, in the series in Toronto against Toronto in the ALCS.
That's not a slip, man. That's definitive.
Dude,
no, it's not.
He thinks they lost in the ALCS.
Chris, you know why it's not a slip? Because nobody calls it the ALDS. You know what I mean? Nobody. You just go division series or playoffs.
What do you call it?
Nobody goes, hey, they were in the ALDS. They just say the word division series. Oh, Chris.
You don't say ALDS?
Chris, stop pretending you do too. Because I will go back. I will go back to every single show you did during the division series.
I don't think I've ever used the term divisional series.
You've
ever.
never said ALDS.
I say ALDS.
Don't lie to me.
ALDS, ALCS.
That's my thought. He just slipped. The C and D.
Thank you. So how come he's not the Brian Cashman shill?
Yeah.
Because you always are.
I'm not. I just don't start every Cashman conversation with he's an idiot who hasn't really won a championship. Take the 4 away from him. That's Gene Stigmichael. So then if you're anything but that, you're a Yankee and Cashman shill.
Before you walked in,
yes.
I went around the room and said, what do you think Big Mac's going to say? And they both said you defend Cashman. And I said, you know what? Big Mac's a geek like me.
Yeah.
He's going to be a little pissed. Like, dude, know what round we lost in. So I was the only one who got this wrong.
Because I do believe he knows what round they got lost, and I believe it's a slip of the tongue.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay, sure. No, you guys are weird. I don't know what. You guys are just flat out weird.
You know what,
Trying
Chris?
to kill Cashman for everything.
No, you know
this
what?
is why I'm the shill.
No.
Because you're killing him over nonsense, and I got to go in here and go, come on, it's nonsense. And so then I'm the bad guy. I'll be a bad guy.
Chris,
that's fine. I'll be the bad guy.
No, I want to apologize to you. We should not have expected you to care when you don't even know who plays in the AFC and NFC when coming up with Super Bowl
That's
matchups.
true, yes. See, that's a slip of the tongue. Quick reaction.
All right.
Jaguars and Browns in the Super Bowl. It happens.
We'll be listening at 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
I still love you. I'm just disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know what to tell you. I did say they're running it back, though. I heard a caller earlier.
I defended
accuse
you on
me
that.
of
I know,
yes,
I know,
absolutely.
I listen to you guys. I
in
know
the
you.
interview with Aaron Boone, I said, "Look, you guys can't deny you're running it back."
Of course,
of course.
Nah, of course. All right, you'll hear Big Mac at 2 o'clock today with Craig. Thank you very much for clarifying
you're welcome.
your opinion.
Any other time you want to, knock Cashman for his looks or quick remarks or
I wasn't knocking him
brown
for his
belt with black shoes. Any other time you want to anything like that, I'll come in and defend him. No problem.
Right. Thank you, man. I think I call it like it is. So does Tiki.
Yeah.
In this case,
I think it was a slip of the tongue because he said ALDS or CS as opposed to DS.
I think he thinks he's running back a team
so
that lost in the LCS.
I think you need to go find Sean. Now do this work.
Yeah.
I know.
Brian Cashman talking about the divisional series as the divisional series as opposed to the ALDS.
I like this rabbit hole. You're right.
How are you going to find that?
I don't know.
Just talk about last year. See what he says about last year.
He doesn't know what happened last year.
I'm sure in real time he knows what he was talking about.
Well, you know what? I'll just go back into the interview we had with him. Did he reference at all? It was after they lost.
That's a good question. That's a good point.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Check it out. Let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019. We'll take a few calls on this Cashman comment and then get back to everything else we've discussed today. All-star games, fixing the drafts, the Met locker room, a lot going on. Seth is in Brooklyn. Hey, Seth.
Hey, I re-listened to that Cashman thing. He couldn't remember. he pauses right before it, and he has no idea. If you re-listen to it, there's a pause. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a prosecutor. But, in conversations, you can hear people searching for something they don't know.
Yeah.
And he's a good speaker, and I don't know. It just sounds to me like he doesn't know.
Let's hear that one more time.
You think he's lost in the years? Because let's not forget, the year before, they were in the ALCS and also in the World Series.
Yes.
So do you think he's just lost in years?
I think he's definitely lost in years, and I understand getting years confused. As much as I wouldn't get years confused because my teams are not
Especially
in the
because
play.
it was just, 5 months, 8 months ago.
Yeah, this one you can't get confused about.
Yeah.
If you're confused between what happened in 2010 and 2011, like in 2010, they lost in the ALCS.
Right.
In 2011, they lost in the divisional series. I understand 15 years ago being like, which was which?
Right.
Totally get it. Which one was the Pfister year? Which one was the Texas year? I get it. But last year, you can't get lost in last year, especially when you're running the team back.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear if there's a pause before he says ALCS.
Last year's team is a really good team. I think it played very well. It ultimately fell short, in the series in Toronto against Toronto in the ALCS.
The pause was prior to him loading up the Toronto thing.
Yeah. You know what the issue is, Evan, and you and I are obviously fans of the station for a long time. If this was Mike Francesa's Super Bowl trivia, where we were playing a trip to give away to the World Series, and you played that clip and asked the listener, all right, name that voice and year, you're going to get it wrong because of the context clue. It's always like, what year did you make the Super Bowl? Like he says ALCS, you can't get that wrong. It's an important series.
It's an important series. Of course it is. It's also what you're building off of what just happened last season. So, no, I agree with you. What garbage? Let's go to Bob in Keyport. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Yo.
Sean will know this better than me, but I believe that series ended in Yankee Stadium, right?
Yes. Game 4 of the ALDS last year, yes.
So Brian Cashman says this series we ultimately fell short in Toronto.
All right.
Wow. And I did sit there.
Hold on a second.
I left before the last pitch.
Let me defend Brian Cashman now. I think what he's thinking of within Toronto is
against Toronto.
They had home field advantage in the series.
Yeah.
Something you and I made a huge deal of all year because, as I will say again, the New York Yankees don't win postseason series in the Aaron Boone era in which they don't have home field advantage. It just doesn't happen. And when they do have home field advantage, they win every single series. There is a clean line of demarcation.
Right.
So I think Cashman is probably thinking along those lines. And so he thinks of game 1 and 2 and the fact that the Jays had home field advantage. So I have to defend Brian on the losing the series in Toronto line.
It's that's an easy in or against.
Do you think that the Yankees internally have told themselves that them and the Jays was the real ALCS and it came out in that answer?
Maybe. That may be it. Maybe that's what happened.
I have put out a poll, Evan. You're proud you love the polls.
I love those polls.
I want to know if I'm wrong. I said, when referencing when the Yankees lost to Toronto last year, when do you say they lost? I put Division Series, ALDS, and ALCS. So we'll see what comes out.
You put ALCS as an option.
Well, we'll see. Maybe people consider that the real ALCS.
Come on. Let's go to Bob in Freehold, New Jersey. Hey, Bob.
Hey, how you doing? The NBA, what I was going to say is that the players are actually ruining the game and the popularity of it. And the proof that I would go back to is back in '79, when the game picked up all its popularity, was with Bird and Magic. They did it by passing the ball with these guys. Now all they want to do is dunk and shoot three-pointers. And the kids can all pass, but they slam dunk into the bottom of the rim and go like 1 for 80 for three-pointers.
Well, first of all, I disagree with the notion that the NBA is being ruined. I think maybe you feel it's being ruined. But let me just counter, because I hear this a lot, and I respect it. Hey, I don't love the NBA as much. There's too many threes, chucking the threes, all that.
There are, but that's analytics.
But you just nailed it. That is my point. Make it so the analytics don't tell you to do it, and you can change the game again. It's the same thing when people argue about baseball. Make it so that when you're trying to hit fly balls, it's really tough to hit home runs because the fences are further back.
Right.
So make it, because what's happened in the NBA is an analytics revolution. That's what happened. The analytics told them, why are we taking mid-range jumpers? Take threes, volume threes, threes.
Right.
So once you change the math a little bit, then you can change the game. So I don't put that on the players, and I don't put that on the coaches. I put that on the changes that sometimes you have to make as athletes get better.
Just think about the evolution of the Knicks this last year to this year. They're taking 39, 43s a game. You wouldn't think that. I mean, they did it some games last year, but it's a philosophy this year, and it's all analytics.
Yep.
And so ball movement, take three-pointers. That's how most teams operate in the NBA. And teams that have success do it really well. Boston Celtics, you can look at their championship season. Hell, the reason they lost is because they couldn't make it last year against the Knicks in the second round. And so it's part of the game, and it's not going anywhere.
Absolutely. Marcello is calling from Monroe. Hey, Marcello.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Just wanted to go back to the draft conversation you were having. And I heard this take a number of years ago, and I've kind of been thinking about it ever since, but I haven't heard you guys talk about it. A point system. So after you're eliminated, every win you get a point, and then at the end of the season, whoever has the most points.
The problem with that idea is you are incentivized to be eliminated earlier. So your tanking will take place earlier in the season, and then once you're out of it, let's rack up the points.
Right.
So that's the one thing you want to take away. You don't want there to ever be an incentive to lose. Al in New Jersey, what's up, Al?
Hey, guys, how are you?
What's up, man?
Listen, growing up as a Mets fan, the Yankees always had a superpower. They were able to spend the most. If we would have mentioned then a cap, they would have been completely against it. Now, when we have a superpower, we have that same superpower, and dare I say we might even have a bigger superpower than them, and now it's advantageous to the Yankees to have a cap. Now is when we're going to be getting the cap. I think that just sucks.
I don't think it's advantageous for the New York Yankees to get a salary cap. I'm sorry. That one I can't. I know they don't have the advantage they had 20 years ago, whether it's by choice or by circumstance. But any team that's spending over $250 to $300 million on payroll,
right,
it does not benefit them necessarily to have a salary cap. And I will say this again, we're not getting a salary cap. Though, and I will comment on this, I do need to address an incredible question that Craig Carton asked Big Mac on Friday, which was, would you give up a season of baseball to win a world championship? And my name got invoked in this discussion of what would Evan do, because C-Mac had his answer. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. We'll also get to Sean's Cinco de Luncho, and Tiki Barber responds to Barack Obama saying there are aliens. So we got a lot to do. 888-808-1019.
This portion of the program was sponsored by Ray Katina, Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
Mercedes-Benz of Edison is more than a dealership. They're a luxury destination where exceptional vehicles meet exceptional people. It's why Cars.com named Mercedes-Benz of Edison the top Mercedes-Benz dealer in the U.S. for 2025. Discover yours at RayKatinaEdison.com.
It's pretty damn cold outside, so the Fan's got the hot stove keeping you warm.
Victory for the New York Yankees.
The Fan has you covered as the Yankees and Mets gear up for spring training, and we'll keep you covered. Your home for New York baseball is 101.9 FM WFAN, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling, there's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Hey, Boomer here. You know, in football, the right play wins the game. On the job site, the right tools do the same. That's why pros choose Milwaukee. And Cooper Electric has the full lineup ready for you. Power tools, accessories, and everything you need to keep your projects moving. Make the winning play. Visit Cooper-Electric.com today. That's Cooper-Electric.com. Cooper Electric. Their knowledge is electric.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. Accident victims, I understand how an accident can turn your world upside down. You're in pain. You need medical care. You can't work. You're struggling to pay your bills, and you don't have a clue what your rights are. So what do? Call the first law firm that pops up on the internet? Look for the best website? Or say, hey, find me a lawyer. The options are endless, but the answers are simple. Ask around, read reviews, and go with your gut. Great law firms build great reputations. I built D'Agostino & Associates one client at a time by doing the right thing for accident victims just like you. Our clients know my team cares, and we're going to fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So call me today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, and we'll come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released 3rd-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Baseball or football, WFAN runs the city. Yankees bats, Mets heat, Giants defense, Jets dreams. It's all here every day. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Knicks fans looking for their biggest competition in the Eastern Conference? Well, internet sleuths may be on to something. Gary Washburn says yesterday the NBC will release an inside look at Jason Tatum's rehabilitation from his Achilles injury over the next few weeks with exclusive clips of his comeback process. In these next few weeks, it just so happens announced yesterday, the Celtics will be on NBC on March 1st versus the Philadelphia 76ers, leading many around the internet to connect the dots that Jason Tatum may in fact be returning on March 1st versus Philadelphia.
I kind of thought the same thing when I saw that little Tatum feature yesterday. It was like, damn, he's really coming back.
Right.
And he's coming back sooner rather than later. And it feels like a game changer in the Eastern Conference having Jason Tatum back. It was odd because it wasn't that long ago there was that report that Tatum has had a change of mind upon returning, and it was just very odd. But we haven't heard anything about that since. He's clearly made a lot of steps forward in the recovery process, and it certainly looks like he's going to come back.
Right. I wonder what that was about. What drama in the either club locker room or in the front office made him say, hold on a second.
Yeah, because I don't think it was an erroneous report. I forget who the reporter was, but it was one of those guys I respect. I just forget who it was. One of the reporters I respect. So I don't think it was made up, but it was certainly very odd. So certainly worth keeping an eye on. And now we get a break for the next 4 days. I guess you have the Olympics, but no NBA, no NHL. I was actually thinking of taking my kids to a movie tonight. Goat. Have you seen this thing, Goat?
No.
Goat?
Yeah.
It's animated?
It's an animated movie about a goat who plays basketball.
What?
And I think Steph Curry's in it, yeah.
Boy, I did not.
Oh, wait. All the animals, all the characters are animals.
I think they're all animals, but
And
the
he's
main
little.
character is a goat.
And he's little.
I don't know.
Yeah,
all I know
think
is
I remember seeing this. He's like tiny, and they keep telling him he doesn't belong.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
like
great
he's
story.
playing against giraffes and all these other things.
The reason I wanted to see the movie, not me, I wanted to see the movie, is my youngest son loves 4D movies, which are very select theaters have it, but basically it's 3D and the seat moves.
Yeah.
So you sit in the seat and it's like you're on a roller coaster for an hour and a half. Loves it.
Right.
And every time I check the theater to see what's the next 4D movie, it's always adult movies.
Huh.
And by adult, I don't mean porn. I mean like rated
Yeah,
R.
right.
He's 5, right?
Those 40 movies would be excellent.
That'd be something else. So this was like the first time I saw a kid's movie. And so I showed him the trailer. I said, what do you think? And he was all for it.
You know, I got to see the movie now because I already don't like the premise. Now, the GOAT is going up against giraffes. Why are we assuming a giraffe would be good at basketball? The neck is long. The arms aren't.
I know.
You know, the height, you need the dunk. You use it his mouth?
That's a good question.
You should take your daughters to see the movie.
Now I'm interested.
Now, of course you are.
Well, giraffes have long legs.
Not really.
They're also tall. They're taller.
But
That's
they're
the
tall
point.
by default with their neck. How are they putting in baskets? That's not a good basketball animal.
I don't know. Now I gotta see this.
And can you double check that Steph Curry is either in the movie or directs the movie? Because that's what I thought was the case. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it's kind of Steph Curry.
Oh, it's about Steph Curry?
Because he's a small little kid.
No, I understand.
He's a metaphor for Steph Curry.
But is Steph in it? Like, is his voice in it? That's what I'm curious
Are they going to
about.
leave out that the father GOAT was also in the NBA and having his number retired?
I think they left that part out. You know what's funny about Steph Curry? I feel this way. I think most people feel this way. We all like him.
Of course.
Like, we all like Steph Curry.
Right.
And yet there
Which
are
is
other...
rare for someone who's been that great so long and won as much as he has.
I know. I mean, think about the hate that LeBron James
I don't
gets.
like LeBron James.
And Steph Curry's like universally, everybody loves him.
Right.
Because
he does it the right way. He's not off-putting. He doesn't feel cocky, and he just wins. And he's great at what he does.
And he did something, and this is why in the pantheon of basketball, in the pantheon of impact that one has had, Steph Curry may be number one, maybe ahead of LeBron, maybe ahead of Michael Jordan, who's got a video going on the internet, which is causing his stir.
Hey, he did win the Daytona 500.
He did. He also grabbed a 5-year-old's
Reddick.
T-shirt awkwardly, and it's causing everyone to make assumptions.
It is Steph. Steph's new animated film GOAT is in theaters now. It's a family-friendly sports comedy about a small goat with big dreams who gets a once-in-a-lifetime shot to join the pros and play Roarball, a high-intensity, full-contact sport dominated by the fiercest animals in the world.
I love it. I'm in.
Okay.
This is great.
So maybe it's not basketball dunking on the hoop. There's going to be another premise for the draft.
There you go. Either way, Steph Curry's probably had one of the greatest impacts on the sport of basketball among anyone else who's ever played the game. But we're all hungry, Sean, so feed us, please.
Sean Moraes in the booth. Somebody hide the queso. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go on this Monday where I'm sure plenty of you have kids off and already want them back in school. Cinco de Lunch Show is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. In honor of President's Day, I think it's obvious I'm going to do the 5 presidents with the worst health care policies. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Evan brought up this idea last week to me off air that a listener had.
Did I? What was the idea?
The idea is this. We're sitting around yesterday. I'm watching the Daytona 500. I'm watching the Olympics. The 5 non-Big 4 sporting events I'd like to attend.
Oh, I like that.
All right? Well, I hope you like it. You're the one who brought it to me. So here we go.
Here we go. Number 5.
I brought it to you from a listener, so it's not like I had the idea, so I have to love it.
Yeah, but I eventually guess you get a lot of ideas. It seemed like one you liked.
It was a good idea because especially this time of year, there's a lot of sporting events that we watch that we're not normally sporting fans of.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Definitely timely.
So number 5 for me is a Japanese baseball league game. Feels very festive there. It's different. Probably a cool way to see the country. I'm in.
Yeah, I would put a winter league game above a Japanese baseball game.
Yeah, it's a very long trip.
Yes.
Yeah, but
I also don't think it's going to be that much more festive than going down to the DR or Puerto Rico or a place like there. I think they're much more into it.
But okay.
Winter ball is electric.
Haven't we gotten to the point, though? Don't we think, like, Japanese baseball is like the next step down from the major leagues, or am I wrong on that?
Yeah, the level of it is pretty good.
Yeah, because there's so many that are crossing over now.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But that's 18 hours.
Number 5.
Number 4.
Number 4 is the Waste Management Open in golf. Look, like you guys can have your Masters and U.S. Open, but every time I put this on Super Bowl weekend, it seems like people are just funneling beers and like motorboating girls while watching golf.
Yeah, it's loud.
It feels awesome. Yeah, intense. That's what you see on TV. It looks incredible.
Really? You've seen that on
You're
TV?
not taking your children.
Yeah, no. By the way, these seem like dad trips. That's all. Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3 is the Daytona 500. Just, if I'm going to go to a NASCAR race, isn't that the one to go to?
Yeah, well, Pocono is right here.
Yeah, but like it's Pocono. I've been to the Poconos. It's Florida. Again, probably more motorboat.
It's America's race. Isn't that what they say?
Yes, it is. All right, here we go.
Number 2.
Number 2, and I'm not dressed well enough, is Kentucky Derby. That one is legitimately on my list.
That's worth going.
Yeah, I feel like I'd enjoy myself.
That's definitely worth
It
going.
lasts 90 seconds.
No.
This race is all day.
No, it's the whole day. And it's being in the infield, it's betting, it's getting dressed up, having the mint juleps.
Yeah.
It's a day.
Okay.
Yeah, the 90 seconds is like the ender. It's like watching the ball drop in Times Square. You've been drinking all day. All right, here we go.
Number 1.
Another thing, there's a theme here. I think a lot of this is alcohol and motorboats. SEC football rivalry game on a campus.
Done that. You got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a clear number 1, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Alabama, Auburn.
Oh, I mean, I've even heard Ole Miss
Iron
in the
Bowl.
Grove. So those would be my 5, Evan.
No, it's a good list. I'm realizing it as you say it. None of them really intrigue me.
Because here's the thing.
None of them.
You don't think you would enjoy an Iron Bowl?
That would probably be the closest towards the top because it's football and it's college football, and I actually do watch college football occasionally.
By the way, you don't even need to be a rivalry. Just a night game in Tuscaloosa.
Probably awesome.
It's awesome.
I think going to Cameron Indoor would be cool too.
Yeah.
But basketball and football are like, I understand it more.
Yeah.
These other sports, I'm like, I don't even, like NASCAR, I don't know what the hell's going on.
But here's the thing,
They're
Evan.
driving in a circle.
When you told me this last week, and I was thinking about it yesterday watching these, what dawned on me is what we care about for the sport. I realized when doing this list, it's all about the party and the event around the sport, except for the Japanese baseball, where I feel like that's just a cool cultural moment.
Yeah, 250 laps of left turns.
That's what it is?
That's NASCAR.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to demean it. Like, I respect that it's popular and people like it, but I wouldn't want to sit there for 5 hours.
Well, I mean, it's the strategy.
The biggest thing that
the crashes.
What's the strategy?
Don't crash.
Okay. The biggest story that came out of Daytona yesterday was the video of Michael Jordan touching a kid.
No, I think the biggest
That was
story
the biggest
is that
story.
Tyler Reddick won. He had no business winning.
And that's Jordan's guy.
But 23-11, which is his race team, won the Daytona 5. Michael Jordan is a champion.
I know, but most people are talking about Michael Jordan, the video.
Yeah.
And I'll defend him because I don't think he was I think he was grabbing the kid's shirt because it was wet and was like,
right.
Like I just don't think it was as dirty as everyone wants to make it out to be.
Yeah.
Right. But that was the biggest story from people who didn't watch the Daytona.
Oh, is that what it is?
Who don't care about racing.
Gotcha.
Him hugging the trophy like it's the Larry O'Brien was what was bigger about.
I mean, it kind of is, dude. The
Now-
Daytona 500 is a big deal. Some great racers never win that race.
But there are basketball fans upset that he treated the trophy with the same way when
Really?
he won NBA
I haven't heard that controversy.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard the kid controversy.
because they don't know racing.
Of course, and he owns the team. Think of it. We talked about his failures in ownership in the NBA. He probably looks at it as like, I'm a successful owner now.
Yeah. All right, good list. Your
Ask
Cinco.
Joe Gibbs, which is more important to him.
Oh, don't do that. You want to cause some issues? God forbid Joe Gibbs says winning at NASCAR. Those Commander fans are going to lose their mind.
He
Can't say that.
He's a Cup champion.
He may say that. Don't even put him in position to answer that question.
Why? It doesn't matter at this point.
That would piss me off.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what do I know? I don't have any championships.
He's successful at whatever he does.
No, he's great. He's all time. I'm just saying, like, I don't think a Commander fan will want to hear that. It'd bother them.
They're all transient transplants
Not
anyways.
all of them. Some of them are real fans.
Really?
Yeah. I think some of them are. I mean, a few of them. All right, Tiki, I can't wait to hear your response. One of the biggest news stories from over the weekend that didn't get the proper attention is that Barack Obama was on the Brian Tyler Cohen podcast. And I watched the entire interview. Very entertaining. It was 48 minutes long. And at the very end, Brian Tyler Cohen had a lightning round. I want to be fair about how this was presented.
Do you smell what Barack is cooking?
Yeah, yes, we do. That's not AI, by the way. So at the very end, he had a lightning round, and I want you to hear the entire exchange, including where the lightning round went after this, because I think it's all very important. And if you haven't heard it, that's a failure of the local news media and the national news media. Take a listen.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
What was the first question you wanted answered when you became president?
Where are the aliens?
Where are the aliens? Is there a person that you most want to meet that you haven't met yet?
Here's the problem. I left that question in because I don't care if it's the lightning round. I don't care what it is. If you're Brian Tyler Cohen, how do you not follow up?
Because it's a lightning round.
Bro, I don't give a crap what round it is.
So he's just using intuition. Barack Obama is a smart man. He's using intuition. Are there aliens? Most certainly. There are trillions, whatever the next number, demarcation of numbers after trillions, that's how many stars there are.
Did he say that in the answer? Because I missed that part.
I'm just saying that there is undoubtedly alien life somewhere in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
The question that we've debated is if there are aliens here.
Well, based on his answer, didn't it sound as if yes?
No. It sounded like he's never seen them, and he's never had any information that there would be aliens on this planet or have visited this planet. And I have posited, and this is why we get into fights about this, that yes, there are aliens, but we will never see them.
Mm-hmm.
Ever, 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 ever see them because they just can't get here. They just can't. It's
How do
too
you know
far.
that?
Because
you don't know their technology.
What's the closest star to us?
That's not the point.
It does
You're
matter.
using human technology to answer
Physics is physics. Unless you're telling me physics isn't physics.
It may not be to them.
Unless there's wormholes.
If they have the technology to do that, maybe they do.
The next closest star is Proxima Centauri.
I know. It would take light years to get there.
4.25 billion light years away. 4.25 billion light years away, which is a light year is 5.8 trillion miles. So we're talking 20-something trillion
But you're
miles.
using the simplistic human tech because you're using human thought. We may not have the thought or the science or the technology that allows them to do it. But the point is, Obama said there are aliens.
Yes.
There was no follow-up.
We're never going to see them.
And then a day later,
we're never going to see them.
A day later, the president goes on social media and writes, I was trying to stick with the spirit of the speed round, but since it's gotten attention, let me clarify. Statistically, the universe is so vast that the odds are good there's life out there. But the distances between solar systems are so great that the chances we've been visited by aliens is low.
Thank you, Barack.
And I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with us. Really.
Thank you. You know why they would never make contact with us? So dinosaurs existed on this planet. We know this for a fact. We've seen the fossils, right?
Yes.
How long were dinosaurs on the planet before they were extinct 66 million years ago?
A great more amount of time than we've been on the planet.
200 million years.
Yeah.
They existed for 200 million years. Do you think a dinosaur could have visited another planet?
What does that mean?
I'm just telling
they
you.
weren't intelligent enough to create
But
technology.
they were intelligent.
Did they create electricity?
No.
Did they have light bulbs?
No.
Did they have the internet?
They did none of that.
Did they have sports talk radio?
What makes you think that alien life, a million solar systems away from here, are going to be like us and not like dinosaurs?
I'll tell you why. Because there's enough people who've worked in the government who have tried to blow the whistle on this.
No, there haven't.
Yes, there have. Did you watch Disclosure?
Yeah.
Did you watch it? It's all made up.
No.
When Marco Rubio,
I don't know, dude.
who you respect, maybe the next president, when Marco Rubio says, hey, look, we are in a rush to take this alien technology so we can beat the Chinese and the Russians to reconfiguring it. You think he's making it up?
The problem is when he says alien, he means non-U.S.
Well, he means non-human.
No, he means non-U.S.
I don't know, man. I also think Obama slipped something else in the answer that tells us he really has no idea.
Why?
You didn't pick up on it?
That he didn't remember Area 51?
Yeah, that's like the ALCS Cashman thing. You don't have Area 51's not in your head. If it's not in your head as Barack Obama, then really it's never come up at all that there's aliens.
Here's what I want.
There are no aliens.
Okay, and that's fine. That's your. But here's what I want from
What's
Obama.
less a habitable planet?
You're thinking about it from a human perspective. You can't do that.
You can't live when you're getting roasted by this whatever star system you're in.
You don't know
most planets that. Our planet spins. You know this, right?
I'm aware,
Iron
yes.
core, it spins. It creates a shield, basically, that protects us. That only happened because 4 billion years ago, we got hit by a body that spun us, right? And it's kicked off the moon, and the moon balances us even though we're tilted, right? So it's like this perfect series of events that made this place habitable to us. That can't happen this randomly.
You don't know that.
Oh, come on.
Here's what I want. It's very simple. And it's either Bush or it's Obama. Sit down and do an hour interview.
On aliens.
On aliens? Yes. Yes. There's a documentary out there, which I told you to watch, Age of Disclosure. I want to know what you know and what you don't know.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
And what did you learn?
That there's a lot more questions than we realize.
But what did you actually learn?
That I am more...
That you're in the same spot that you were before you sat down for 2.5 hours
because people don't answer questions.
Of course they don't, because they don't have the answer.
I don't know that. Obama was... Look, he was not pressed. He said something, and then 24 hours go by, and he's allowed to put a statement out there. And I'm not just putting this on him. I'll put it on Bush, too. I want the former presidents... Forget Biden. I want the former president sitting down and just answering questions. That's it. And you know what? When that happened, by the way, I wrote a letter
Why
this
do
morning.
you want to believe in aliens?
I don't want to believe it. I want answers. I wrote a letter. I'm asking for Bush or Obama to come on the show. I've tried.
To talk aliens.
Well, I'm going to say it's sports. I'm framing it as sports.
Which one do you think is more likely?
Obama, because he's promoting his presidential library. Do you know either of them?
I've met President Bush. I have not met Barack, but
both of them know who you are.
I did meet Michelle.
Okay, that's halfway there. Do both of them know who you are?
I would. Yeah, I mean,
like if I drop in a letter,
so.
It's a radio show.
He's a sports fan,
right? And Bush especially.
Right.
Obama's a sports fan, but I have more confidence in Bush's sports fandom knowledge.
Yeah, and I also met him, and he knew who I was.
Which one, Dubs?
Yeah. Both of them, actually.
We got a better chance at W then.
Both Bushes.
See, the thing about Obama is he's promoting something.
Yes.
W
so
was
we
not
could
promoting
get him as a.
Yeah, well, promote.
Tell us about your library. You know what? We're thinking about going. Evan's never been to Wrigley Field. We're going to go to Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell W I love his library.
Right. At SMU, even though we've never been.
So I'm gonna pitch both of these guys.
That's a good
with
idea.
An interview. Are you willing to fly to them? Because I think that could also be a benefit.
Yes.
If we tell Bush we'll kind of go up to Crawford, assuming he's still there.
Yeah.
Where does Obama live now?
I don't know.
I think he lives in Maryland.
We'll do it in the library in Chicago.
Oh, that's true. I'll go to Chicago.
100%.
All right. I'll let you know.
Catch a Wrigley game.
I'll let you know.
Remember, the Yankees spent a full 7 days in Chicago this year.
Do they? Oh, right.
That's
'cause of the
true.
White Sox.
That is a
That's
good
right.
point. That's a great point.
Oh, we're going.
By the way, I cut off the question that this podcaster asked Obama, what's the one person you haven't met that you'd like to meet? Are you curious? Because I do know his answer.
Yeah.
No joke. Like, I'm not screwing around.
Yeah. What did he say?
You want to guess? Because at first he answers it sort of arrogantly, I've met everybody.
So it's someone who's alive, or would he have met?
No, someone's alive.
Okay.
A famous person like he has not met that he'd like to meet. And it makes a ton of sense when you think about it. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
The Chicago Pope. He's from Chicago,
Right.
and Obama says immediately, and he's a White Sox fan. Obama and me are similar in that when I hear about another Nets fan, it's like we need to speak to them.
Right.
For example, we're trying to get Ingrid Harbaugh to come on the show. Ingrid Harbaugh is John Harbaugh's wife. Now, why do I want Ingrid Harbaugh on?
Not to ask about the future of the New York Giants.
Who cares? Because as revealed in the Ian O'Connor piece on John Harbaugh in his first 30 days as Giants head coach, he revealed that Ingrid Harbaugh is a Brooklyn Nets fan. That's right.
She grew up in Pennsylvania.
Nobody roots for the Nets. You know what I'm saying, bro?
And she lived in California. So how, and they met where? They met at Western Michigan?
I don't know.
So how in the world is she a Brooklyn Nets fan?
That's why she needs to come on. Because
I'm trying to even think in her informative years what the team was like.
Dr. J?
That doesn't make any sense.
There's no location that would bring her here other than...
Right. So even if Dr. J was the guy when she was, I don't know, 20-something years old, how is she watching him?
The only thing I could think of is while John was working in Philly for a long time, the Meadowlands was not that bad of a drive. And so she liked the New Jersey Nets, and she liked Jason Kidd, and she liked Richard Jefferson, and was like, hey, this team's pretty good. The Sixers are obnoxious. No one wants to root for a Philly team. And assuming that they lived in...
That has to be it.
That's probably the answer.
That has to be it.
Golden era.
Yeah. It was. She was in mid-Jersey, not like... So it wasn't quite Philly, but it wasn't quite where we are in northern Jersey. So that's the only way it could have happened.
Well, I'd love to know the answer.
Only way.
So Obama is similar in that he wants to talk to the Pope because he's a White Sox fan, and I want to talk to Ingrid Harbaugh because she's a Nets fan. And I'll tell you, there was a lot of interesting things in Ian O'Connor's piece. That, to me, jumped out at me the most, that John wants to go to a Knicker Ranger game, but his wife prefers to go to Parkland Center to see the Nets. I can't believe that answer.
Slag nut Nets.
Well, anytime... John, if you're listening, Ingrid, if you're listening, anytime you want to sit in my season tickets, they are yours.
Imagine.
Now, I warn you, they're very high up. Okay, but they're great to see the entire game. As Tiki likes to call it, they're the all 22 of basketball arenas.
That's right. Oh, and if Ingrid is a big fan of those Nets teams, all those retired numbers are right there in front of her.
That's right.
The Kid and Vince Carter are right there.
You'll see it right in front of them. So I know you have some ties to the Giants, both of you guys. Can you let Pat Hanlon know that I am offering for free?
Yes.
Absolutely no dime. My tickets to John and Ingrid Harbaugh to go to any Nets game they want, except for the Knick game because I don't have those tickets anymore.
I'm sure the Nets would charge the Harbaughs a great deal to come into their building and show them on the Jumbotron.
You know, you're being a jerk, but in all seriousness, can you reach out to the Giants to let them know?
Oh, yeah.
I want to get on their good graces. Like, look what Evan's doing.
I will.
Just say, I'm so curious what the response would be.
Imagine the answer back is...
Pat's going to laugh at me. Ha ha, sure, I'll pass it on.
I want you to let him know.
You get the letter back. No, but they'll take your Mets seats.
I'll have to think about that one. I'm not sure. Let's go to Doug in New Rochelle. Hey, Doug.
Hey, guys. I just want you guys to know Tiki is absolutely right.
Thank you, Doug.
He understands light years. He understands transportation. There's no aliens.
Yes.
He
no
gets
way.
it.
They couldn't be here. They couldn't get here.
Oh, my God. You guys are so simple-minded.
They just couldn't.
That's on based on what we know. Based on what we know. We don't know what they know. We don't know what they know. You guys are being so arrogant about humans and, trust me, I know the physics. I know the... Come on,
It's
bro.
not even that. You know what's something cool? I just saw this. The Parker Solar Probe, which was circling the sun and ultimately is going to crash into the sun. So they have the video of it crashing into the sun. That's the fastest man-made, human-made vehicle ever created. Voyager 1 is fast too, but that thing is way out there now. Sean, you should know what Voyager 1 is.
Yes.
Took the video of the
pale blue dot.
Thank you. You're learning slowly.
All over it, man.
Anyways, the Parker
Reagan
Probe
was
just
there.
crashed. The Parker Probe, which is the fastest human-made vehicle ever, would go a light year in 17,000 years.
I got you.
One light year. This is the fastest thing we've ever made. And by the way, it's only moving that fast because of the immense gravity of the sun. That's the only reason it's going that fast. It would take 17,000 years to go 1 light year.
This is our biggest disagreement. It's not the Jets. It's not the Giants. It's the fact that, with all due respect, you're not listening. I understand based on our brain and knowledge of light years and technology, it's impossible. I can't explain it because they're aliens.
Explain to me how physics.
Anything.
Explain to me how physics is different.
I don't know. That's the point. We don't know.
Yes, you do know.
No, we don't know. We don't know how they do things we can't do. Doug is calling from Glen Cove. Hi, Doug.
Hello, yeah.
What's up,
I want to talk about something you said a couple days ago about the Giants coaching. I don't know how you guys have any faith in Harbaugh. He really hasn't did much drafting ever since Ozzie Newsome left. And the team kind of forced him out. Even the owner said he would only been coaching a week later. I don't know how you have any faith that that coach in the Giants roster, thinking that you'll be better. Like, you blew a nasty lead versus Denver. Like, I don't think Jackson Dart is what you propping him out to be.
All right, you want to take this, Tiki? Why do you have any faith in that bum John Harbaugh?
Well, first of all, the team that got to the ALCS, the AFC Championship game, Denver Broncos, we were beating that ass until the fourth quarter.
Right.
And the reason we lost that game was because we had very poor in-game management and coaching decisions. And it's one of the reasons that Dabes is not here, because he continually had too much faith in things that were not smart. And so I like Jackson Dart. Does he have growing to do? Sure. But to answer your core question, why do I believe in John Harbaugh? Because he's had nothing but success in his entire life.
That's the answer. That's my answer, yeah.
And so
I get the point.
Are they winning a Super Bowl next year? I don't know. I doubt it. 2 years? I don't know. Who knows? But I know that we will be a competent team. And when you think about ever since Tom Coughlin, when it was the last time the Giants were a consistently competent team, every coach that the Giants have hired has had a massive question mark. Every single one.
Yeah, everyone.
Ben McAdoo.
Yep.
Who the hell knew? Pat Shurmur, he was a failed head coach, really good coordinator, but failed head coach, who knew? Joe Judge, I mean, what in the hell was that? And then, especially now, given what he's talking about. And then Dabes, yeah, he was good for a year, but I think things got in the way. So, and by the way, all those guys are unproven. He is proven. So I have no reason not to trust him.
Speaking of John Harbaugh, and we'll get to this coming up in the 1 o'clock hour, he is basically telling us who the Giants are going to draft in the first round. We'll take a listen to his comments. Plus, I'll answer the question that Big Mac posed the other day. Would I give up?
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The NBA All-Star Game was actually fun. No, it wasn't what it was in 1987 or 1992 with Magic Johnson, or 2001, the East comeback, 2003, Michael Jordan's last All-Star Game. But this was a big step in the right direction. And the reason why it was a good All-Star Game is because the players actually cared, and the players were actually trying. I know. What a novel concept. I'm Nick Costos.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Hey, it's Tiki. Back when I played, creatine was a locker room secret. Players knew, trainers knew, fans didn't. But now the secret's out. Creatine boosts strength, speeds up recovery, and even helps brain health. That's why I take GAT Sports' new Creatine Chews. 5 grams per serving, no sugar, no shaker, no mess. Save 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com with code TIKI30. That's GAT sport.com with code TIKI30. GAT Sport Creatine Chews. Fuel up, compete harder.
Hey Todd, how many portraits of presidents will it take to lease a sparkling new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram?
John Montone. Everyone is given White House treatment during Ramsey's President's Day sales event.
And that means amazing deals on all Jeep and Ram trucks. And that new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 has your name on it with an amazing lease offer.
Get behind the wheel for $349 a month for 39 months and 0% APR financing for 60 months.
The President's Day sales event happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number T4152323. MSRP $62,715. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. 0% APR at $1,667 for $1,000 financed. Expires 3/2/26.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
So I was asked this question a lot this weekend. Credit to Chris McMonagle. I was giving credit earlier to Craig, but apparently Big Mac corrected me and said it was not Craig's idea. It was Big Mac's idea. And so I guess there's some ego thing going on over there. So I don't make sure Big Mac's happy. But on Friday's show of The Carton Show, and I did hear this, they had a great discussion about, would you give up next year's baseball season to see your team win a world championship? Right. In fact, here's the audio of that brief discussion, and then we'll give you our thoughts. Go ahead. Oh, you're not prepared, Sean? Interesting.
Yeah. I would pass up a guaranteed championship to secure playing a season next year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What? I think you're going to be alone on an island on that.
I don't know about alone, but I'm in the minority.
So if I said to Evan, I guarantee you a Met World Series.
I bet you Evan would think like me.
I think
no, he's a Met. He's a Met fan. He's never seen one. I've seen 5.
So what they were saying is if there's a lockout next year, which seems likely, and I'm telling you right now, there will be no 2027 season, would you sign for that if your team wins a world championship? Do you think I would give up an entire baseball season for a Mets World Series?
Of course you would.
Of course I would.
Yes.
Sean Morash.
You definitely would. To see one, you've never seen one.
Yes.
It just shows you that you, Sean, and Craig are spot on. As much as I love the sport, and I do, if I'm getting a World Series, here's how I'd handle 2027. I'd rewatch all the games. I would spend the entire summer just being like, ooh, let's relive this.
Right.
And then I would try to take advantage of the summer and have more of a life. Would it suck not having baseball? Absolutely. But then I get to spend an extra year as being a world champion.
That's the other part. You get the longest defending championship run ever.
It's not even the fact that Big Mac thought I wouldn't.
Suck it.
Right.
You're nuts. And I'll take it a step further. If you're giving me a Brooklyn Nets NBA title, I think I'd allow the NBA to disband. Just get rid of it.
Why?
I get my champion because
so you get the last one.
I don't want it to disband. You're telling me the NBA goes away, but you get a Brooklyn Nets title? I think I would do it just to see the looks on Knicks fans' faces. I think that would be amazing.
The New York Knicks are trash.
So I think I'd do that. The football one is very complicated because obviously the Jets Super Bowl feels like the Holy Grail, but giving up a football season feels like you're giving up America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
No football Sunday.
It would be hard. Football would be difficult, I think.
And you know what the difference is? I've experienced no baseball. In 1994, I'm old enough to remember August and September and no World Series. I'm also old enough to remember, as we all are, the pandemic, in which there was no baseball till July. We have never, because I don't remember the 2 work stoppages, the replacement players of 87, nor the strike of 82. I don't remember it. It's not on my radar. I don't know, Tiki, what no football is like.
Yeah, the only time we got close was the lockout in 11.
And we really weren't close.
And we really weren't close because it was in the offseason.
Right.
Had nothing. Like the regular season came and it's like, oh, we got football here. You almost forgot that there was a lockout. So you're right about that. That we've never had a stoppage in the NFL that any of us can remember.
I think that would be the toughest to give up. I have to be perfectly honest with you. At the end of the day, would I give up a football season for a Jets Super Bowl? I'd have to. I mean, I got to do it.
You'd still get college football every Saturday. You just alter your routine.
Yeah. Well, okay. Probably.
I'm just saying, you could watch competitive football every week.
I would.
With the baseball.
I think I would do the same thing. I'd rewatch every Jet game from the prior year.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if the season stunk?
No, they won the Super Bowl, remember?
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. You can't lose that.
And then you lose the season.
Right. Then I lose the season.
Right.
Sean, would you give up a baseball season for a Yankee World Series?
The real answer, I would not.
What do you mean the real answer?
Like, it's...
What do you mean, a fake answer?
Morash. No, this is a better
You're
way
an
to say it.
idiot.
I believe this is very insidey. I don't like the idea of no baseball from a career standpoint. There's a lot of money involved with the company and the Yankees and everything. I'm just being real about that.
Oh, my God. You're kissing Odyssey's ass right now.
No, that's a real answer.
He's kissing his profession's ass.
Oh, my God.
No, because here's the thing, dude. Finances matter. Like, I don't know. We've seen a lot of turnover and change in sports radio. You lose an entire year of revenue from Yankee and Met games on Odyssey. Yeah, I'm a little nervous after that. So
the
real
architect
answer
is going to be so proud of you, puppy dog.
Yes. Well done.
What, dude, I have 2
Good
kids
job.
to feed, like, and they eat a lot. I can't. I'm sorry. A championship is not worth that for me. Now,
yeah.
if I didn't work here and I was a U.S. postal worker, yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
I'll take 4 years of no baseball.
Even with the championships you've witnessed, as Big Mac cited.
It's been a long time. Yeah,
Okay.
I take it and I sit one out.
Would you give up a football season for a Giant Super Bowl?
Hell yeah, I would. How? I just sit there and enjoy college football and say, screw you. We were the last to win it.
No. It's a good point. You do have college football.
No, you do. And you clearly give up hockey for Ranger Cup.
Yeah, all of it. I'd give it all up. Are you kidding me?
Would you let hockey not exist for a Ranger Cup? Would you go as far as I did with the Nets?
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
Same thing with the Nets,
We're done. Yep, that's it. I'm good. I move on my winter.
Okay, we're good.
We're good. That was it. I was the last to win it. Screw you.
I love basketball, but you know why I think it's easier to say it? Because it's easier to be distracted. Like...
all the stuff that's going on during basketball season.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear
like
you.
it's just easier to be like, all right, I'm going to miss it. I love the game, but I think I'll be okay.
Right. The Super Bowl went late, deep into the season. Oh, wait, and baseball starts.
Right.
It's like you almost don't notice it.
Right, especially when you root for a tanking team.
Exactly.
Season's been
It's an afterthought when
Yeah.
you're a Net fan.
We've given up a lot of seasons already.
It's like 6th on the list.
Very fair point.
Throwing NASCAR in there, too.
So I guess I give Big Mac a lot of credit. I think he's very unique, and I think Craig was spot on. He's on his own island. I think most people, and it doesn't mean we don't love the sport. We do love the sport. I love baseball. I get it. Scoring games. I wrote a book, the whole thing. I understand, but I've never tasted the sweet nectar of a world championship, and I want to taste it.
It tastes sweet, man.
I'm sure it does.
It's really sweet.
And what's crazy is if the Mets win the World Series this year, and then there's a lockout, you're right. I get to walk around as the defending world champion for longer.
If it lasted the whole year, would then you print 2027 World Championship shirts? Nobody beat us.
I'd be a jackass. Do you know about the T-shirts they sell in Seattle? Have you ever heard about this?
No.
Seattle Supersonics, undefeated since 2008.
True. It's true shirt.
You got to admit that's awesome.
That is kind of awesome.
Now I wouldn't want to lose my team, but I understand the thinking behind it. All right, let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019, the number. Steve is in Houston. Hey, Steve.
Hey, happy President's Day, everybody. How you doing?
All's good, man.
And of course, Lightspeed, Mr. Sulu, man. You guys going big time. Evan, did the Nets not win the ABA championship and then they disbanded the league?
That is true.
Okay. No, hold on, but that's not why I called.
True.
That's not why I called, though.
That's true.
Presidential libraries, LBJ on the campus of UT Austin, which is a beautiful campus. Snooze fest, unless you want to hear LBJ and Nixon go back and forth, or how LBJ. Not a big
but hold
fan
on,
of him.
Steve. I think what Evan is getting at though is that the new libraries are so much more interactive.
Yes.
Oh, Obama's got to have a basketball court up in Chicago. That'd be awesome. All right, Ev. Reason I called though, with baseball about to start again. Remember, I don't know if it was you and Joe or you and Carton, you interviewed Scott Boras, and he was talking about a neutral site for the World Series, which is the stupidest idea ever.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
we all have the looming lockout, strike, whatever you want to call it, work stoppage. Now, concessions are going to have to be made on both sides. And we know agents always represent the players. Do you think with this man who is still like the voice of the agents, do you think this will be a chip that they're going to want to put on? Because we all know that's the stupidest thing ever. But could this be a concession? Hey, thanks, y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve has a great memory. So we interviewed Scott Boras during the pandemic of 2020. It was Joe that I was doing it with. And yes, Scott Boras on his own, because I don't even know if we asked him this, brought up the idea of a neutral site World Series. In fact, now I remember the context of it. I was pushing after the pandemic to just push the baseball season back. Like, it's no big deal. We're not going to have fans in the stands.
Right.
Let's go neutral site playoffs. I was actually a proponent of it just because it didn't matter. And we ended up doing it, as you recall. We had a neutral site, LCS and World Series. So it's not like division series as well.
Yep.
So it obviously happened.
Right. Same thing with basketball.
And Scott was saying, hey, I've been pushing this forever. I think the World Series could become like the Super Bowl. It's an event. We go to a nice city. And it's amazing. I think it's a stupid idea, too.
Yeah.
I don't see the benefit, though, of it being used in this lockout. Like, why are the owners going to push for something like that? Why are the players? The only benefit to it is allowing them to push the season back further. And if they're concerned about weather, they can always go neutral site for that reason. But I don't think they're going to push the season back. I don't think we're looking at, hey, I got a new idea, the World Series in November. I don't think that, I know it occurs now, but you know what I mean? Like deep November, Thanksgiving. So I don't see where that would benefit the owners or players to ever go down that road.
Also, it doesn't make as much logistical sense as, say, the Super Bowl and the NFL. The NFL Super Bowl is a one-day event. And so if you're a fan of the Ravens and they're in the Super Bowl, I'm only saying that because they're on right now. You're a fan of the Ravens, you can take a weekend and go see the Ravens play.
Right.
If you're a fan of the Baltimore Orioles, just to keep the town the same, you're not taking 2 weeks to go hang out wherever the neutral site is.
And think about the timing of the year. Not only is it tough to take a week or two off, it's late October.
I know.
That's not exactly a popular vacation period for people.
I don't think it makes sense for the fan, and it would be disappointing, I think, from a fan viewership standpoint.
Not going to happen.
I agree.
I understand why Scott had that opinion, and yes, Scott is very powerful in the Players Association. While we may see major changes to the sport once the lockout is settled, I don't think it's going to be that.
Yep.
Sammy is calling from Brooklyn. Hey, Sammy.
Hey, what's up?
All's good.
What's up?
I think I have a way this might be crazy, but a way to stop the tanking in the NBA.
All right, go ahead.
It's getting out of hand. That no team could have their own pick. So how it would work is, let's say this year, the Nets are the worst team. They get to choose a team that they'll take their pick, but no team gets their own pick.
They get to get to choose it.
So they're trying to make the other team. I don't understand that.
What would be the concept? Right. So the Nets finish with the worst record, and we say Utah.
Yes. You get some freshman that probably shouldn't have come out of school.
Jerry is in Hot Pog. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
What up, Jerry?
Good.
Hey, you guys got a great show. I think you guys make a good team. And Evan, you kind of like grow on people, you know?
like mold. All right, thank you.
Yeah. No, you bring something to the table, you know, different all the time, you know, which is...
He's always thinking.
I'm always thinking. It's one of my biggest flaws, actually. Go ahead.
And I'm calling because, this alien thing, you got it, right you're right on the head with it, and Tiki's, he's asleep at the wheel on this one. I mean, this is.
How am I asleep? I believe in aliens. I just don't think we're ever going to see them.
Well, I mean, we've been visited for a long, long time.
I agree.
And the reason why, I mean, if you can look this up online, November 24th, 1992.
I will.
November 24th, 1990. What you're going to find there? There is enough weird things out there to make you believe there's something more that we're not aware of. And that's my point. I want answers. So when a former president, who I respect, stands there and says aliens are real, I expect a follow-up question. Not 24 hours for him to come out with a statement saying, well, that's not really what I meant. Come on.
This is not fun.
Let's go to Frank in Scotch Plains. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank. Hey, Evan. How are you? Quick question. I was driving earlier, and you were speaking about Stephon Curry.
Yeah.
And LeBron.
Yeah.
Did you? I wasn't sure if I heard you correctly, but did you mention Stephon Curry and Michael Jordan in the same category as far as greatness is concerned?
Well,
I'm sorry. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Did you say yes?
Yes and no, because I don't think you have it fully right. I did, but I didn't. Like, I think your reaction. I'll explain it. It's totally fair, and I won't cut you off.
No. I know because it's not even close. But okay, go ahead.
Michael Jordan is the greatest player I've ever seen. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. What I was describing about Steph is, I think in a lot of ways he's impacted the game and the way people play the game and the way kids watch the game more than even Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Does that make a little sense to you or not really?
That's okay. I'll take that. But let me ask you this: would Stephon Curry be as successful in the era of where Jordan played?
You know what I think?
For example,
yes and no. So yes, he'd be as successful. I think he would have made Michael Jordan more successful because Michael Jordan. This is my view of him. I know he's in the news today for the awkward touching of the T-shirt of the kid.
Right.
But I think Michael Jordan was so great that if he was living in a world in which Steph Curry made half-court shots look easy, Michael would have looked at him and said, I can do it too. And Michael Jordan would have upped his three-point game, which you can see throughout his career he started to do. So I think Jordan's that great that if he lived in the Steph era and he watched the game evolve because of Steph's three-point shooting prowess, Michael probably would have been like, I can do that better. So yes and no. You hear it and it's like, am I saying Steph Curry is the greatest of all time? I'm not. I'm saying Steph Curry impacted the way kids watch the game. Kids take half-court shots because of Steph Curry. Kids think I can be in the NBA because of Steph Curry. He also changed the game. Like, watch the sport prior to Steph walking through the door to what it is now. And you could argue it ruined the game because there were so many threes because he made it so easy.
Or he made it look so easy.
Yes.
But it's not that easy.
Of course not. So I think he's not the greatest of all time. No, he's not. He's not better than LeBron. I wouldn't even say that.
No, he's the greatest three-point shooter of all time.
But he's impacted the sport more than anybody I've ever seen.
Agreed.
And that's far different. And that's why tonight I'm going to go see the movie GOAT. Because apparently he produced and directed it.
And it's kind of about him.
It's kind of about him. I also think that is really inspirational.
Yeah.
Because one of the things about basketball is the stereotype is you got to be tall. You got to be big. Well, yeah, it helps, no doubt about it. Most guys are not going to be Muggsy Bogues. And while Steph Curry is big in the traditional terms, like he is 6 foot, I'm not, he can shoot. And it shows you that if you work hard enough, even if you're the son of an NBA player, you can be anything you want to be. I think he's a great inspiration. And also, it's a movie in 4D that my kid will like. So I'm really excited to see it. I'll give you a full review tomorrow.
How many snacks are we doing at this movie?
Oh, I'm going to town. I'm going to a 6 o'clock movie.
So at dinner time? You eating a slice there? What are you doing?
No, we're eating dinner ahead of time, like a 5 o'clock dinner. Nice early bird special. Then we head out. And then when we get up there, it is like going to town on that candy. Going to town.
Okay. Snow caps?
Reese's Pieces. I got to be careful.
You better say that cleanly.
Reese's Pieces. Butterfingers are the two that jump out at me.
Okay.
And then I expect my wife will get a popcorn.
Okay.
My kid is going to get like 5 candies. He's nuts. He wants a little bit of each. You got to admire that.
I don't blame that.
Got to admire that. And then I'm going to do the Reese's Pieces and the popcorn thing because it's awesome.
You have to do.
Yep.
You have to do. What's your sweet diversion, though?
I don't know what that means.
You're doing chocolate or peanut butter, you got to have like a Swedish Fish or a Sour Patch Kid, don't you?
Nah, it doesn't do it for me.
The trolley worms, maybe?
Doesn't do it. I don't need that.
You don't like a little texture change?
Not really.
Not at the movies?
Nah. Just give me the chocolate. Give me the popcorn. Give me the Butterfingers. The problem with the Butterfingers is they're so hit or miss. So it's the mini fingers. Sometimes you open that box up.
The bite size.
The bite size. It's the bite size, Butterfingers, right?
Yeah.
You open up that box, and on the first bite, you know the deal. If it's like just nice and like it just breaks through, it's magic. Sometimes it's hard like a rock.
Yeah, it's like old chocolate that thickened too much.
Oh,
I know what you're saying.
And you feel committed to the Butterfinger that you have to eat it, but it's not as magical as it could be.
You're getting through it. It's like a bad baseball season.
1,000%. Yeah, I think that's a great comparison. Moses in Brentwood. Hey, Moses.
Hey, Evan. Hello. Cinco de Loncho. Get fresh crew. How you doing?
All's good, man.
What's up, man?
All right. This is, I respect your opinions, but this is my opinion. I don't think Tom Brady is the GOAT of all time. He's the GOAT of his era. I won't take away what he's done, his accolades, but I don't think he would have beaten the Steel Curtain, the Taylor Giants and Carson and Reasons. I don't think he would have beat the 49ers, the 88, 89.
Well, heck, he could.
I think he would have won like 2 or 3 Super Bowls in that era.
He couldn't beat the 07 and 11 Giants.
You already know.
Look, I think that you can never be proven right or wrong. So it's one of those things like you can say it. How the hell am I supposed to argue? What Tom Brady is, and Tiki, you have phrased it this way. I think it's the best way to phrase it. He's the greatest winner in football history.
Yeah. I think Otto Graham is.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a fair point.
It's a different era.
It's a different era, but Otto won
Otto
like how
Graham.
many titles in a row? It was ridiculous.
10?
They won every year. Yeah,
he was in the league for 10 years, and he won every year. Now, granted, if you know NFL history, which I do know a little bit of, the reason that the NFL exists is because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had to change the nature of the league because it became boring that the same team won every single year.
I'll rephrase it, and I think this will work because I think you could do the same thing in the NBA with Bill Russell. Is he the greatest of all? Tom Brady is the greatest winner in the modern era.
No doubt.
And by modern in the NFL, the Super Bowl era.
Right.
Modern is different in each sport. I think in football, the Super Bowl era is your line of demarcation. I think in baseball, believe it or not, the modern era starts in 1903. It's kind of nuts.
That is crazy.
But that's truly what it is.
Yeah.
Like when you read these records, if it's the 1890s, it's the all-time. But the modern record is 1903 on because that's when the American League became the second major league. You should certainly argue, I could certainly argue that the modern era in baseball is integration.
Yeah.
But do we really want to just take away Babe Ruth?
Right.
And take away Jimmy Fox?
Out of 1-7, he went to 10 straight.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Unbelievable. More of your calls coming up. Plus, did John Harbaugh tell us who they're going to draft in the first round? We'll take a listen to the coach coming up. Evan and Tiki here on The Fan.
This portion of the program is sponsored by Downtown Nursing and Rehabilitation Center.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? Downtown Brooklyn Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-636-1000. That's 718-636-1000.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the book with Western One Sports. Massive game tonight names between two of the best teams and best defenses in the country when Houston squares off with Iowa State. I expect another war of attrition, as is often the case when these two battle each other since Houston joined the Big 12. Neither team will be able to get out in transition. They both defend each other's strengths incredibly well. Houston and Iowa State, both top 10 in the country in defensive efficiency. That's the kind of game we get tonight. I'm taking the under. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
See what sets Mazda apart in the Mazda CX-5. The smart choice for those who expect more from their drive.
With standard iActive all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 gives you confidence in every condition. Its effortless handling and responsive performance set it apart from the crowd. Inside, you'll find thoughtful, crafted design for comfort and connection. There's more to a Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $209 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
With Grubhub, there's no fees on restaurant orders over $50. You eat the food, Grubhub will eat the fees.
Wait, Grubhub is going to eat the fees?
Wait, like the receipts? It's a metaphor. No delivery fees, no service fees. Only on Grubhub.
Grubhub will eat the fees!
Details at Grubhub.com.
You spend your days processing thousands of requests at once, so I get it. Being on all the time is exhausting. Running a business means wearing every hat, but when you're taking client texts at dinner just to keep up, you aren't scaling, you're drowning.
When you're stretched thin, calls get missed, and revenue walks out the door. It's hard to see the bottlenecks until you realize how much growth is slipping away. There has to be a smarter way.
So now is the time to try Quo. Quo is the #1 business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communications. So say goodbye to voicemail. Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never lose a lead.
Plus, your team can share one business number for calls and texts. It creates seamless collaboration, so nothing is missed with Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Like I said, it's time to try Quo for free at quo.com/WFAN. That's QUO.com/WFAN to try Quo for free. Quo.com/WFAN.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee. Whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself. Because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-6623. 800-499-6623. 800-499-6623.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. The U.S. women's hockey team will, in fact, play for gold. They beat Sweden this morning 5-0. They will take on the winner of Canada and the Switzerland team. The schedule light tonight with only Duke hosting Syracuse, highlighting the college hoop schedule. And T.J. Warren has signed with the Westchester Knicks to go to their G League affiliate. So that's the kind of fan-focused day it is.
Yeah, I hear you. If the U.S. women don't win gold, it'd probably be the biggest upset of the Olympics. They have outscored their opponents so far 31-1.
Damn.
Including beating Canada, who is their biggest, I think, threat to win. And
how much did they beat them by?
5-0.
Damn. So they're that dominant.
They are dominating.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because you can't lose. Like you said, you better win.
Right.
I know the USA has survived their first portion of the men's Winter Olympics. I think I'll get interested when it gets to the gold medal game, assuming USA gets there. Like, if we're looking at USA-Canada as a gold medal game, and I think the bracket lines up that way, because Canada was the 1 seed and U.S. was the 2 seed coming out of the preliminary
by
round.
goal differential.
Yeah. So I think I'd get into that. Right. By the way, Sean, don't worry. I have the John Harbaugh clip on my phone. We were having tough time finding it. But John did an interview with the great Mike Francesa. He actually did a bunch of interviews the last couple of days. He was on with Fox and Friends, with Brian Kilmeade, and he was on with Mike. And there was some interesting things. Now, first of all, let me just start with the Rex Ryan stuff from when we interviewed him back after his hiring. I brought it up to him, and I wouldn't even say it was a joke. I like Rex, but I know that Rex was trying to get DC jobs in the past. We brought it up, and it did come across like John was, I'll talk to Rex.
Well, no,
but it seemed half joking.
Right.
In a way.
It was interesting because you asked him, and it was like he hadn't thought about it. And then we mentioned something. I joked with Pat Hanlon. If you hire Rex, Pat Hanlon's going to have a heart attack type of thing.
Right.
And then when the interview ended and we were taking a photo on the step and repeat, it was like he looked at us and was like, maybe I will call Rex.
So I gave him the idea. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It was almost like he did.
Jeez, man. If they hired him.
And then he had a conversation with him.
If they hired him and we could trace it back to me suggesting it to him and him being like, I haven't thought of that. That'd be my greatest accomplishment in life, besides having 2 kids and actually finding a woman to marry me. It'd be number 4 on the list. But John Harbaugh did confirm in the interview he did with Ian O'Connor, which was not, where you hear it, but the interview on The Athletic, that, he talked to Rex for a while, and that Rex Ryan was strongly considered his defensive coordinator. But here is him talking about the number 5 pick and what the Giants and he may do, considering he has all the power.
We favor Hall of Fame safety, so if we have a chance to draft a potential future Hall of Fame safety in Caleb Downs, that would be just fine with me. We'll take the best player. When you draft that high, you take the best player. It's not a need pick. It's a best player pick because you're going for the guy that's going to be that kind of a player. You're talking about a guy that you would like to see someday wearing a gold jacket if possible. That's what the goal is with that pick. So this would be the highest pick for me ever as a coach, as a head coach. I think the only pick this high as an assistant coach was Donovan McNabb with Andy in Andy's first year. So this is pretty exciting to have a pick this high. That guy would be just fine with me. I'd take him in a second.
That sounds like he wants to draft Caleb Downs.
Well, it's interesting. Forget the Caleb Downs thing, and we'll get to it in a second. But the shift in the mentality that he'll bring to this Giants organization is evident right there. So when you're picking this high, this is basically paraphrasing what he just said. You just heard. When you're picking this high, you take the best available player. It's not, we need this, or we need a tackle, or we need a wide receiver, or we need a running back. You take the best available player. And just like in Baltimore, where Kyle Williams was their pick, whenever that was, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. He values that position. And so if the best available player in his mind is a safety, he'll take a safety.
I have to push back on this.
If it's a linebacker, he'll take a linebacker.
But within reason. We have to use the phrase, they will draft the best available player within reason. Right. And what I mean by that is, if the best and I know he wouldn't be, but if the best available player at 5 was Fernando Mendoza.
Okay, we don't need Fernando Mendoza. Stop talking about quarterbacks, Evan.
Because
I'm sick of bringing this back to quarterbacks. When we talk about the Giants, just forget it. It doesn't matter.
All right, I'll give you another example since you didn't like that one. If Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame, is deemed the best player available, they're not taking a running back at 5.
They don't need a running back.
That proves my point. Thank you. They don't need it. Yeah. Best player available.
I'm not even talking about the Giants. I'm talking about teams in general.
I know, but
don't need running backs. You can draft a running back in the second round and have a great one. Tyrone Tracy is a pretty damn good running back. In fact, he leads all second-year players in yards from scrimmage over the first 2 years. Not any of those other stars that you want to talk about, Malik Neighbors and whoever else. It's Tyrone Tracy. It was a fourth-round pick.
You agree with me. Thank you.
No, I don't agree
yes,
with you.
you do. All I was saying is it's best available player within reason. It wouldn't be a quarterback and it wouldn't be a running back. That's all. And you got mad at me for some reason.
Nobody drafts running backs anymore.
No one drafts a safety at 5 either, Teak. If you want to play that game. When was the last safety taken at 5? Go.
I don't think a safety's ever been taken.
Interesting. 5. Okay. No,
Jamal Adams was 6.
That is not true. The last safety taken at 5 it happened. It just happened a very long time ago.
Maybe I'm thinking of tight ends.
My only point is,
you can look this up.
I think you're pissed about the alien stuff because now you're not even agreeing on a simple thing. When he says draft the best available player, I'm just warning within reason. He's not taking a quarterback or a running back at 5. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. All you had to say was, yeah, you're right, within reason.
That was I'm going to back Tiki. That was condescending and swarmy because that doesn't need to be said. You eliminate quarterback and running back when you talk about draft.
You guys are something else.
No, because that's not a Giant thing. That's a natural thing.
Nobody drafts running backs anymore.
Yeah.
You just don't.
That's understood.
And I'm not even taking a shot at them. It's just the reality.
A running back has been drafted higher than a safety more recently. So, respectfully.
Does that make it right?
I didn't say anything was right. I offered zero opinion on what I would do. I was just clarifying the best available player thing. And you guys both got mad at me.
Safety is not the running back. Kyle Hamilton could immediately be the best player on his defense.
I'm not saying that. Why are you guys mad at me when I give you facts?
Or this could be a complete smokescreen.
Or it could be a smokescreen.
Right.
That's a fair point.
Honestly, that's not even the most important thing John Harbaugh said.
Go ahead.
Clip. The most important thing John Harbaugh said is that he has never picked this high in the draft. He'd have to go back to when Donovan McNabb was selected by the Eagles. That's the most important thing he said.
He's not used to this.
Right. So it tells you, get this pick right. We'll never be picking here again.
Kyle Hamilton was pick 14. In the same draft, Derek Stingley Jr. and Sauce Gardner were picking in the top 5.
Yeah. Safeties are not picked high very often, is the point.
But also you have scouts saying this might be the greatest safety to come out ever.
I understand.
I think you make an exception.
By the way, I don't know why you're getting so mad at me when all I'm doing is explaining history.
Because it's the
In fact, I'll give you the information. You guys ready? This is just the information. No safety has been drafted in the top 10 since Eric Berry was 5th overall in the 2010 draft.
Okay.
So it has been 16 years since a safety was taken that high. Here are your notable post-2010 safeties taken early. Jamal Adams at 6. Malik Hooker at 15. Kyle Hamilton, you just talked about, at 14. Minkah Fitzpatrick at 11. Derwin James at 17. So the point is, this is very rare. That's all. I'm not even saying it's a bad decision. I have said none of that. Just when I hear him say, you got to go best player available, that's not necessarily true because there are certain positions where you're not going to do that.
Okay.
And the examples I gave, and T got very upset because I mentioned FM. Fernando Mendoza.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not the best player in the draft.
And I prefaced it by saying I know he's not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if a quarterback happened to be the best available
You are
player.
so, quarterback numb.
No, I'm literal. That's my problem.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
literal.
that is
So when he says best player available, I just wanted to clarify he doesn't fully mean that. He mostly means that.
Okay, and I think our issue is that I think if you follow that up with John Harbaugh, it'd be like, what are you, an idiot? Of course I don't mean quarterback and running back. That's understood when talking about this in the NFL.
Where do you think Jeremiah Love is going to be taken? He's going to be taken pretty early.
My guess is the Cowboys will be dumb enough to take him when they pick.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. Whatever that is, the teens.
Yeah, somewhere in the teens. Maybe they will be.
I mean, it worked out so
I
well.
kept seeing the Saints.
Raiders.
A couple mocks, I saw the Saints.
That would be pretty early, especially the way you guys are talking. Like, running backs aren't, it's not the way it used to be, clearly. But you still get exceptions every once in a while. Obviously, you guys did it with Saquon Barkley, and it wasn't that long ago. If you look at Bijan Robinson, where was he taken? He was taken 8th.
Right.
That was in 2023. That wasn't that long ago.
And the Falcons are going to go.
Jahmyr Gibbs was taken top 10, I think.
Yes.
By Detroit.
So again,
Genty.
what it's been proven here by this discussion is running backs are taken higher in general than safeties are. That's just, we just cleared that up.
Right.
So I don't know why you guys are attacking me.
But I think that's only if you need a running back.
Right.
But the point I was arguing is that they're not, He said best available. You're not drafting by need.
Hold on.
And then now you're saying, well, yeah, because you don't need it. No. That was my point.
Okay,
when you take a running back.
It works one way. It doesn't work the other way.
Yes. When you take
No.
When you take a running back, the philosophy is going to be
if you need a
running
running back,
yes,
you're not taking him in the top 10.
Gotcha.
If you don't need a running back, then you're not even thinking about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're not even thinking about the safety position. You're just taking the best player because he's a safety.
All right. And most of the time, safeties are not taken in the top 10. So I don't know what you're thinking when you're taking a safety in the top 10 because they're very rare.
Now let's go. Let's go more.
Oh, wait, hold on. No,
Hope
no,
you
no.
don't need to.
Are you saying that you do not want to make this pick?
I would take Arvell Reese if he's there.
Okay.
He's a linebacker.
Would you be scared off by taking a safety
No,
that
of course
high
not.
when safeties are generally not paid that much?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
See, where I've got scar tissue, and I know that the trade worked out, but I want to be real with you, is
Jamal Adams.
when the Jets traded Jamal Adams, and I know the deal worked out. I totally get it, and his career has fallen off. But I want to remind you what the thinking was. Okay, I want to walk you back. The thinking was you can't pay a safety what he's asking for. My issue at the time was, hold on a second. If you're not willing to pay a safety, why did you draft him 6th overall?
Right.
When you're drafting someone that high,
right,
you obviously think they're awesome, and which means you have to pay them. And I thought it was a contradiction.
Well, didn't he want to make – he was asking for a deal that was much greater than the market for the safety.
Mhm.
That's what it was.
I think so, yeah.
I think the issue with Jamal Adams is that he was basically a linebacker. He was great in the box. He was not a good cover safety.
Right.
Where I think Caleb Downs is both. So he can play in the box. He can play he's versatile. Jamal Adams was flawed. We knew this, and we saw it as soon as he went to Seattle.
Absolutely. That's why I know it's an example I want to use, not because Jamal Adams worked out. Here's what I want to tell you and every Giant fan.
The trade worked out.
The trade absolutely worked
Yes.
out. And Jamal's career kind of fell apart.
It did.
So from that standpoint, it worked out.
Because he couldn't cover.
If you're going to draft Caleb Downs at number 5, that is cool. I am not against it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're willing to pay him in 4 years. That's all I'm saying. If you are going to play this game of I don't pay safeties, then what are we doing drafting a safety as high as 5?
Right.
Do you agree with that statement?
I mean, of course.
Thank
you
you.
don't draft in the top 10 and not want to sign him to a second contract.
And that was my issue. And that's my issue. And the guy probably has to be great. Like, he has to not just be a really good safety. He has to be a great safety because safeties in general don't get paid as much as an edge pass rusher does. So an edge pass rusher you draft at 5 can be really good and you'll pay him. He could be the 5th best edge pass rusher in the league and you'll pay him and you'll keep him. If you draft a safety at 5 and he's the 5th best safety, you're not going to want to pay him. He needs to be tremendous and wear the gold jacket that Coach Harbaugh was referring to, or at least look like he's having that career, and then you pay him.
And by the way, Kyle Hamilton did get paid.
Yes, he did. He was also not taking 5.
He is the highest paid safety.
Yes.
Football right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Making $25 a year.
So as we stand here right now on February 16th, 2026 at 1:40 p.m. Eastern Time, do you guys approve of drafting Caleb Downs at number 5 for the New York Giants, Tiki Barber?
Yeah, I do.
Sean Morash.
Even though I want Arvell Reese.
I've
Even though I don't think he's going to be there.
I've only said for 4 weeks that's my preference with the first round pick.
I apologize.
I think you're taking him.
One giant step has not been on my...
I've said it here, too.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm.
When have you said it here?
Evan Tiki knows I've said it here.
Has he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just don't care enough about my draft opinions to warrant it in your brain.
That's not true. When was the last time you said it?
You can have David look it up.
I love the Giants. All right. I believe you. Let's go to Robert in Litchfield, Connecticut. Hey, Robert.
Hey, how are you doing, fellas? Thanks.
Good.
First thing, Tiki, I am a Viking fan and thoroughly believe you should have been in the Hall of Fame. You'll get there.
I appreciate that.
And as a Giant sports hater, not hater, sports hater.
Okay.
I respect the history and the relevancy of the Giants. I mean, you, Harry Carson, LT, Phil Simms. So total respect.
Thank you, man. We got some fun names.
Yeah. Secondly, a lot of people ring up and they say, thank you for taking my call. And I'm going to do that, but I want to thank Sean because I got blackballed by Tommy a couple of years ago. And it's a funny story. Wow. But he said something that annoyed me. So I ring up and I'm thinking he's still on the air. Well, it turns out he wasn't. So I'm talking to the quote-unquote screener, thinking it's someone else. I'm like, oh, you got to get me on the air. Tommy, this guy annoyed me. This guy gives me a rash. And then I'm like, this kind of sounds like Tommy. Is this Tommy? Yeah. So for the last few years, he'll take my call, and I enjoy his contribution to the show. But he'd take my call, hold me on for 2 minutes, and then I'd be disconnected. So thank you, Sean.
Wow. No biggie. Is that so? He would. Whoa. That is a bombshell.
Whoa.
So Tommy accidentally got insulted by our last caller, and Tommy, instead of putting him up on the screen, said, "You're dead to me," and would put him on hold. We would never see him, and then accidentally disconnect him.
Wow.
What do you think of that? I think that's kind of baller.
I give him a lot of credit. There's a lot of guys I wish we did it to, but I just don't have it in me.
You got to give the people a voice.
So you're anti-Tommy for this?
You got to let them have a voice.
Tommy, if you're listening.
They can contribute meaningfully to our show.
No, I know. It was a little selfish. Tommy, I think you should address these accusations on After Hours later today. Is it true? Because maybe it's not. Maybe this caller made it up. And B, do you regret it now that you're an on-air host? And now that you're sitting there and sometimes you're like, I'd like that other caller to be placed on hold.
Yeah, different perspective.
So I'm curious what he'll say.
I mean, he's got a lot to talk about tonight. I don't know if he's going to get to it.
That is also
about today.
That's exactly the point.
That's also very sensitive to take that criticism and say, I am now going to ban you.
What was it? What was the criticism?
I don't know. He said basically he was mad at Tommy.
You're a whiny bitch.
Tommy controlling the media narrative. This is a big accusation.
Big time accusation. So hopefully someone will bring it up to Tommy and he'll respond. If he doesn't respond, all right.
Yeah, that's a crime against fanmanity.
When did you call Tommy? What were you listed as again?
Say it one more time.
When you called Tommy about the cat name, what was your name again?
What was my name again?
Yeah, when you called Tommy.
Oh, when I called up as a caller, I was Stephen Westchester.
Maybe Stephen Westchester should call Tommy tonight.
I'm busy tonight. I'm going to go
right after the movie.
Why are you putting this on me?
Well, because somebody's got to get the message.
I'm actually turned off from calling in, and it's not Tommy's fault at all, but I got outed when I called in. Like, I thought I was going to get away with it as just some random caller, and all of a sudden afterward, they're like, oh, that was Evan. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, Nico dropped the bomb quick.
Yeah, I like Nico, but now I'm afraid to ever call in. I don't think I'm going to do it again. Why don't you do it, Sean?
I got plans.
What plans do you have?
Sleeping?
Yeah.
Let's go to Jose in Brentwood. Hey, Jose.
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit shocked. One thing I love about the show, Evan, you see about both sides. It seems like there's some gatekeeping before it was the phones, so so the narrative can definitely be, swayed. But I did have an opinion on the draft for Bus. What do you think about this? So whenever a team is out of the playoffs, they get put in a different pool. And in that pool, you have to get you get 1 point for every time you win. You get 0 points if you lose or tie. You got to get 1 point if you win. And then at the end of the season, whoever has the most points gets the number one pick.
I've heard this a lot. The problem is you're incentivizing being eliminated earlier.
Yeah.
So you'll see tanking because teams are going to want to get to this. Let me collect point parts of the season.
Right.
Unless you just start it in the second half of the year or you freeze records at a certain part of the year. But either way, when you do stuff like that, you're still incentivizing tanking. It's just a different way of tanking. And that's why I don't think it works.
Right.
Mike is in Montgomery, New Jersey. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
What's up, man?
I've been listening for a long time. Evan, I usually agree with you. I'm a fellow Mets, Jets, Mets fan. I say it in that order. Not really a big hockey fan. But I have to disagree with you on the draft because the Giants, and I'm a Jets fan, the Giants organization, their best availability is going to be different than Mel Kiper and McShay's. So they might have a best availability. No quarterback, no running back. They're going to go on their board, not necessarily,
Mike, that's a great point. That's an excellent point because we think about best available player. We go look at some mock draft or mock big board and say, well, this is who they should take. But the Giant board, who their scouts and their pro personnel people have done a ton of research. Joe Shane has done a ton of research on all these guys. It could be completely different than the boards that we see.
You're finding, both of you guys, with all due respect, are finding different ways to just say what I'm saying. That's what you're doing, because your big board would never include a quarterback because you don't need one. Is that the same as best available?
No. I think big boards include everybody. I just don't think how a team, and again, this is probably subconscious, how a team looks at a player like Fernando Mendoza is very different, that has a quarterback, is very different than a team that has no quarterback.
Which is kind of saying that because I have one, I don't need him, hence it's based on need.
Or you just don't do the work on him.
That's true.
That's true. You don't spend as much time with him. You don't know the ins and outs of his, like, what he eats for breakfast, because you don't care.
I went to, and I am not saying that this is the Bible when it comes to this stuff. I went to Tankathon and went to their big board just out of curiosity. Like, hey, how do they have the top 5 guys listed?
Yeah.
I will let you know. Obviously, tell me if you agree or disagree. Number 1 on their big board is Arvell Reese.
Yes.
Who's going to be a Jet, by the way. I'll save everybody the time. Like, I think they're going to take him at number 2. If I had to guess here on February 16th. Number 2 on their big board is Reuben Bain Jr. out of Miami. Number 3 is Caleb Downs. And number 4 is Fernando Mendoza. That's their big board. Now, I don't know what. I assume the Giant big board isn't going to include Mendoza because they don't need a quarterback.
Right. And that's fine.
Of course it's fine. I'm not suggesting that you should draft him by any stretch of the imagination.
I'm trying to find an alternate big board. There's tons of them.
I also think the idea of Caleb Downs being available at 5, part of the reason he's only going to be available at 5 still is because he is a safety.
Right.
You know
That actually brings him down from 1, 2, or 3. That's completely fair. Limo driver Ed, what's up, limo driver?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. How you guys doing
We're
today?
good. What's up, Ed?
Good.
All right. Listen, man, I tell you one thing. I'm coming over at 287 by Morristown. Hold on. I don't want to lose you guys. But, you guys was talking about what would I give up for my Jets since 1969. Well, I would give up everything. Just to be able to get to a game, I'm 62, just to see them in the Super Bowl that we've been waiting for year after year.
So would you give up a season of NFL football for the Jets to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I can.
Would you give up 2 seasons in a row of NFL football for the Jets to win a championship?
I didn't give up 60 since 1969. How many more years you want me to keep giving up?
Right.
That's a good way.
That's a good point, Ed.
Good way to look at it.
That's smart.
What a dumb, great question by Big Mac.
Right.
Because it's so dumb because obviously it's not like a realistic thing, but it's also fascinating. Real quick, speaking of dumb, much earlier in the show, if you want to rewind on the Odyssey app, I think it was to about 12 noon, we played a clip of Brian Cashman, who mistakenly identified the Yankees as losing in the ALCS.
Last year's team is a really good team. I think it played very well. It ultimately fell short, in the series in Toronto, against Toronto in the ALCS.
Obviously, they really lost in the ALDS, and so that ticked off Sean. I didn't love it either. And Sean put out a poll just to see, do people refer to the DS as the division series or the ALDS? Because one of the excuses that Big Mac made was, it was a slip of the tongue. And Sean's point is no one says ALDS. So I'm just curious what your poll results look like.
I forgot I put it out. Do you have it in front of you?
No, I'm asking you. It was your poll.
I forgot I put it out.
You saw me doing the wind-up on the poll. You didn't realize that that's what I was going to ask?
I thought you had it, and that's why you're doing it. I got it.
I have to vote first, by the way, for me to see the results.
I got it.
It was worded as, when referencing when the Yankees lost to Toronto last year, when do you say they lost? Division Series, ALDS, or ALCS?
Yeah, 55% say ALDS, 33% Division Series, 12% say ALCS. Well, okay, I stand corrected. I have never referred to it as the ALDS. I know what it looks like on hats in the field. I always call it Division Series. It shocks me that people call it the ALDS.
You have to take an L on that one.
Yeah, I do. I own that.
Not an actual L. I don't think that's worthy of that, but in this small case, you do.
You know what? Please pass along a message to your father. I was wrong.
PFF, by the way, Mendoza, Bain, Arvell Reese, David Bailey, Caleb Downs.
Mendoza's number 1?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
They're overranking quarterbacks.
I think they are. Absolutely. Andrew in Farmingdale. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, how you doing? First, thanks for the call. And I got to say, Evan, I don't know why these guys are ganging up on you today.
Yeah.
But
they're mean.
Because we'd like to.
They're bullies.
Yeah, but your point about the best available player is accurate, and they hammered you.
I know. I don't understand it.
They hammered you. But, Tiki, you're one of my favorites. I'm a lifelong Giant fan.
Thank you, man.
And you're incredibly smart. But sometimes I think the smartest people don't always think. If you guys don't believe that there's aliens out there, there's something wrong.
Andrew, you're mishearing me. I believe that they're aliens. My assertion is that we have never seen them, and we never will, because they can't get here. It's too far. It's astronomically, pun intended, far. And there's no way that they're going to find this little tiny planet that happens to be sitting whatever many miles from the sun.
You are the kind of person, Tiki, and I say this with peace and love. I say this with respect, because I do respect you. But you've gotten a lot of compliments today for how rational you are, how smart you are, all that kind of stuff. I agree with all of it. But you are very thick-headed in that I could show you a picture of an alien, and you would look at it and say, I don't believe it. The president, maybe the next president, could come out and say, there are aliens, and you'll say, I don't believe it.
You know what? There are aliens on this planet. They're at the deepest parts of this ocean.
Yes.
We've never seen them. We will never see them.
But did they come from another planet?
No.
Well, maybe they did.
No, they didn't. They've adapted to living there.
Okay. All right.
So how are they aliens?
Well, I'm saying they came from another
They're
planet.
alien because they're unknown to us.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But I do believe that even if we are doing this show, and whether it's this administration or a future administration comes out and says, aliens are real and here are the pictures, Tiki will call BS. He doesn't believe it because he doesn't want to believe it. And that's okay.
I guess Space Jam was not a true story.
Well, if you missed any of today's show, very simple solution. You could rewind it on the free Odyssey app, or you could watch the entire show on YouTube. And if you want some Met talk, I did a Rico Brugna last night analyzing Lindor and Soto and Steve Cohen's words. So you can download that wherever you download your podcasts. Did you do a Giant one I should promote?
Talking Giants comes out tonight.
What are you talking about?
We're going to find that out in about 10 minutes.
You don't even know?
Nope.
All right.
Talking Giants. Unknown topic.
Check it out. Also check out The Carton Show. Craig Carton and Big Mac. They're next.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver spoke to the media on Saturday during All-Star NBA weekend. The issue of tanking came up, and Silver said every idea is on the table to